The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
Ho, ho, ho. Merry Jetsmas. It's Christmas Eve. We got a show, baby. Robby Sabo joins us. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hit it and get it started.
But I'm just saying here, setting the record straight. This show is about positivity and having a good time and yucking it up. I love this show. I do this shit for free.
Yeah.
We bleed Jets green each and every day. This is not the same old Jets. We have Aaron freaking Rodgers. We have Garrett Wilson. Let's go. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chat, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinnen Williams. The Jets bandwagon is loaded. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show.
Here we go. Happy Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Happy holidays to everybody. Just got done with 4 hours of radio. Back at it again tomorrow. ESPN New York. Starting at a special time, 8 a.m. until 11:30 a.m. Taking you right till Knicks pregame. Then I'm off to the Garden. I've never been to a Knicks game on Christmas. That changes tomorrow. So Merry Knicksmas to all my fellow Knicks fans out there. But I'm doing morning drive all this week and all next week. So tune in on 8:80 a.m. There's a podcast for the show. If you missed it live, DiPietro and Rothenberg find it where you get podcasts, and you can hear my radio shows for the next 2 weeks. Joining us right now in his weekly spot on the show is our dear friend, the founder of JetsXFactor.com, Robby Sabo. Hello, Robby.
Hello, Santa, Chris, Mr. Kringle. How are you?
Ho, ho, ho. I mean, where's your Christmas attire? You're just wearing black, no green, no red?
You know, let's be honest. I'm people have told me my voice is different in the morning as opposed to at night. I'm a disheveled mess in the morning. And
when
the
you
morning
say people,
extends.
are any of these people women?
I have many relationships,
Ooh,
Jake. I have many
about that?
relationships. But the morning extends until 12 or 1. I'm a disheveled mess. You can't examine me at this time. It's unfair.
I think you look good for what it's worth.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. I was looking for my dreidel and menorah. I couldn't find it. Then I listened to Adam Sandler's classic back in the mid-90s, O.J. Simpson, Not a Jew. Rod Carew converted, though, I believe.
He did. Hanukkah song.
Yes.
Robby, I got some good news for the people. You ready for this? We will be doing our mega raffle a little bit later on in the show. We got the Curtis Martin signed photo or signed trading card, which just arrived finally, so I could send it out to whoever wins it. Then we have the Joe Namath 1970s top card, which I will include other Jet collectibles in there. And we have Copper John's $50 gift card to give away, so that's 3. A Gusbuster umbrella, that's 4. And a merch item from JakeAsman.com, that's 5. So 5 winners coming up. All memberships gifted go towards our next raffle. And I got a bunch of sick prizes for that, including some signed Joe Namath memorabilia. So King and Dreams, your 5 spot right here to get us rolling. Thank you. You're in for the next raffle when we do it. At this point, we do it every 100 memberships. I'd imagine we'll get to this maybe by the end of the week. So K&D, thank you for the 5 memberships. Let's shout out who got them, and then we'll get underway talking some Jets football here. Big T Charlie, Jets Flight Plan, J8 Silent Bob, MJ, and the 42nd Ego, all receiving channel memberships from our good friend K&D.
It's the Asmaniac membership raffle. For every membership gifted, you receive 1 ticket entered in the raffle to win epic prizes.
Let me say this. I want to shout out JT, who gifted a membership before the show even started. So that's 6 memberships for our next raffle. Thank you both for your support. All right, we got a lot to get into, Robby. I want to start, though, with some actual news that's being reported in regards to the New York Jets GM search. Peter Schrager, who's plugged in to the New York Jets, has a list of some names he believes the Jets will interview for their vacant GM job. We already know about the candidates they've spoken to thus far: Jim Nagy, Thomas Dimitroff, John Robinson. They are expected to also speak with Louis Riddick at some point this week. But in the story, which was published first at foxsports.com, the following names are expected to interview for the Jets GM job: Lions Assistant General Manager Ray Agnew, Chiefs Assistant General Manager Mike Borgonzi, and Long Island's own Bucks Assistant General Manager Mike Greenberg. Those three names are expected to interview for the Jets job when they are allowed to once the regular season is up. Your thoughts on that?
First thought is don't let it be Greenberg, or dude, Mike, change your name to Michael or something, because my SEO website developer type human side of me, it's just that's going to be a disaster. Could you imagine GM Mike Greenberg and then Mike Greenberg on ESPN? Please don't let it be that. But
it's tough. I'll tell you what, even making the thumbnail for this video, you type in Mike Greenberg and you get Greeny from ESPN when you're trying to find pictures of the Bucks guy. So yeah, I'm with you. It makes our jobs a little harder.
That would be a freaking, dude, people don't even know on the backside of the website and YouTube and the algorithms. But yeah, man, I mean, Dimitroff, listen, I liked him. Me and you are in lockstep with the GM so far, and Vrabel. Dimitroff, I like. Robinson, I don't know. Riddick, no. But those, those interviews, that's just exhibition. I mean, someone can emerge in those tryout exhibition types, but that's just the appetizer. There's going to be so many more, and these three names make sense. And I love that Schrager, he was specific with it, right? That they are expected to interview, correct?
They are expected to interview. That is what he's reporting. Okay. And Schrager's very good when it comes to the Jets. I have to verify this. I'm pretty sure he was at Woody Johnson's wedding, so he knows the Johnson family very well. So when Schrager says things about the Jets, I always pay extra attention because he knows the organization well, and he does their preseason games with Ian Eagle in the booth. He was a sideline reporter, so he's very well connected when it comes to Jet information.
Yeah, and expected to interview is not definitely will interview, but it's as far as you can go with the season still ongoing. You can't go any further. That is the dead end. In terms of being a journalist and reporting and relaying information. So from that perspective, the fact that none of these top candidates, and they are, I mean, who else in terms of who's still playing right now is a top candidate for GM? I mean, you hit the three big ones pretty much, the Chiefs guy, Greenberg, and Agnew. It's great news. It's great news in terms of perception and that the process is rolling along.
The full report from Peter Schrager says that the Jet job is, quote, still seen as a very desirable one. The salary cap situation is in good shape. The Jets have 4 of their 5 offensive linemen solidified up front, and there's a bevy of young, talented players on the roster. Another sneaky reason the Jets job seems as attractive is there aren't expected to be many GM openings this offseason. So, look, I know people look at the Jets like a joke right now, and I can't tell you you're wrong, but the bottom line is this. The New York Jets give out 5- and 6-year contracts to general managers and coaches. Not every team does. I played you the clip last week of Jordan Schultz, who's an insider for Fox, talking about that on Cowherd's show. I mean, that's a fact. And Woody's not cheap. He's willing to spend. You just got to spend it on the right people. I talked about this on the radio a lot this morning. James Dolan still owns the Knicks. I'm not hearing sell the team chance right now, as the Knicks are one of the best teams in the NBA. So you got to get the people right. I think people do want this job, though. It's New York. It pays generationally well, and there is talent on this team. And by the way, we bring up the offensive line. Jeremy Fowler reporting the Olu Fashanu injury is not deemed to be that serious. He's done for the year, but it's not an injury that requires surgery, and he's going to miss a lot of the offseason. So Olu, we got a break there. He will be okay, seemingly, for next year.
Yeah, it's a major break when you think about it.
Huge break, yep.
People think, oh, there's 2 games left, doesn't matter. He's got the whole offseason. No, if it was an Achilles, that's a major deal, going into next year. So, yeah, good news on that front. And Woody, I mean, just because Christopher hired Douglas doesn't mean Woody wasn't involved either. He's got to sign off on that stuff in certain ways. So listen, Schultz, what he said on Cowherd, what Cowherd said, It is the truth. And I don't care if
Belichick reached out about the job, and Mike Vrabel told Colin Cowherd he would take the job as long as he likes the GM. So, I mean, people are going to want these jobs. There's not that many of them. And compare the Jets job to some of the other jobs out there. There's flaws in all of them. That's why they're available in the first place.
And if you want more control instead of being limited, the Jets organization is the great spot for a GM in that regard. You don't have, it's a hindrance not having support in other areas in which it's built in, like Green Bay or Pittsburgh or some of the other organizations through the years where they've gotten certain processes down pat. Jets don't have that, so it's a negative. But if you're that alpha dude that wants to reign like a dictator, that's the job.
Hello, Mike Vrabel.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes. Vrabel and whoever wants that dictator role in the front office. And I say dictator, listen, from a football hierarchy perspective, dictator. Yes, it has to be clear. It has to be decisive. But it takes a special leader to know you are the dictator, you're the autocrat, and you treat it like a democracy, like a chairman of the board. And that's how you get organizations rolling and spread it through the front office and the coaching staff from a head coach perspective.
What I really would like to see is like they hire like Thomas Dimitroff as like the president of football operations, and then this Mike Greenberg guy who's supposed to be like a cap wizard, you make him the GM, and you basically form like a superpower front office. Because Dimitroff, one, is good in scouting, but you know what he's been doing since he got fired by the Falcons? He runs an analytics company that NFL teams rely on. So you basically would have one of the more modern front offices in the league. And Dimitroff was in New England with Vrabel. I wonder if that would work, right? I'm just trying to come up with the best leadership team possible. Dimitroff, Greenberg, and Vrabel. Sign me up for that. I mean, I'll have something in my pants lasting way longer than 4 hours. I'll need to talk to a doctor about if they could pull that one off.
I would, you'd be a part of the quick side effects scroll on the commercial that we see. It would be perfect if they had, and does any organization do this where the president would have a distinct president and he reigns over all? I mean, it would be nice if they had Dimitroff as the analytics czar, Vrabel as the head coach, and then the GM who has final say over everything above both those guys. That would be the perfect setup to me. Yes, having an analytics department, you can call them whatever you want, like a Dimitroff, but as long as it's clear that there's one guy at the top and it's the GM, that would be enticing to me.
Ladies and gentlemen, you could tell Rick Kent is in the holiday spirit. How about a 5-spot of channel memberships for the good people that tune into the show day in, day out? Rick Kent, this is for you.
Get your ass off my super chats. Some of these are gifted memberships too.
Hey.
The hell with it.
You could play,
baby. Ho, ho, ho.
You could play Bill Burr. Let's be honest.
Love Bill Burr.
Yeah.
Mark E, Fonz, Vladdy P, John D. Lee, Kenneth N, all receiving channel memberships from Rick. These will be for raffle number 9. We're going to do raffle number 8 if you tuned in late. Coming up here in just a little bit. There's going to be 5 winners today. All right. Epic prizes. Curtis Martin signed trading card. Joe Namath 1970 Topps card. Plus other Jet cards I have for you if you win that one. You also will have a chance to win a $50 gift card to Copper John's Beard Company, a Gusbuster umbrella, and an item of your choice from the Jake Asman merch store. K&D says, pause Jake. I don't know what he's reacting to that I said. That could probably be misconstrued. But K&D, I will definitely pause for you. Anyway.
You're a ginger. He doesn't trust you. I get it.
I get it. I see there's a comment here from Three Siblings Jay who says, where's the Zach Wilson card? And if you want, I'd be happy to provide maybe the like, you know how people talk about getting coal from Santa?
Yes.
They've been naughty? Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you say an autographed card by Zach Wilson would be the equivalent of getting coal?
It's even better and funnier that it's in a case, a protective case.
Yes.
That's the coup de grace.
There's actually a piece of his jersey on this. It's actually, if Zach Wilson was good, this would be an awesome giveaway. It's a signed card with a piece of his jersey and it's authenticated.
Oh baby! And is he? Let me see the picture again. Is he in the crappy uniforms? Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Oh, look at those uniforms.
It's his rookie year. It's a rookie card.
Oh, it's just double the pain. I mean, in every way. Yeah, you hit it, man.
Someone in the chat, the great Nick Shine wrote in, when it ships, it gets intercepted.
Nick Shine, any relation to Adam? One Adam Shine or no?
They spell it differently. Adam spells it the more Jewish way, Schein, and I'm Jewish, so I can make that joke. and Nick spells it Shine. So
Hey,
that's the
man,
difference.
I told you before, I consider myself an adopted member of the tribe. So I get it. But I'm not convinced. I mean, that could be just a stage name for Nick.
Yeah, I consider myself Italian because my cousins are Italian. So,
so
you and I, we have that going for us.
I get it.
Ladies and gentlemen. Oh wow, more memberships here.
Hey.
Thomas Roseman gifted another membership. Thomas, thank you. I know you had 2 raffle tickets in our most recent one coming up, so I appreciate your support. Thank you for that. And King and Dreams goes, I was referencing your Blue Chew comment. Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Love that. Anyway, let's get into the more on the coach search here.
Yeah.
Vrabel is my number 1 guy. I believe he's yours as well. Let's say for whatever reason it's not Vrabel. Give me your perspective on some of the other options that intrigue you at coach.
Well, not necessarily that he is the next guy or he's overly intriguing, but the more I watch Aaron Glenn, the more I stop and think, this guy could have the goods in terms of leadership. Now, I'm not, I'm not campaigning for him. I think Flores, I'd be much more interested in Flores, seeing what he brings to the table in the interview, seeing what his ideas are, first and foremost. Obviously, Ben Johnson. And I understand, listen, I get it. Joe B and all the diehard Jets fans, I get it. Not wanting a first-time head coach like a Ben Johnson. I completely understand. It is, you got to learn on the job. And in the Jets' job, it's very tough. I mean, think about the recent success. Yeah, Rex was a first-time head coach. He had success, but in a lot of ways, he had the talent and there was things built in. Mikey T was still there. Parcells had experience. Herm was a first-time head coach, but he was around the block. So I want, all things being equal, you want the offensive guy like Ben Johnson. Would he be interested? I don't know. Is he even going to leave? He didn't last year. I don't know. But all things being equal, you do want the experience. So I think Flores right now would be that guy with the offensive guys like a Ben Johnson or Monk and, battling it out for that second spot.
I can tell you the great Peter Castro is not happy that you like Aaron Glenn. He says, Robbie, quit while you're ahead.
What's his beef on Aaron? Listen, Peter.
Aaron Glenn, you're nuts, says Peter Castro.
He's 5th or 6th on the list. He's 5th or 6th on my list. Who's your 5th guy? Like, that's the thing. Lay out your top 5. I think Glenn, it's interesting. There are people who don't like Glenn because he chose to retire as a Texan. He went to Texas A&M. He's from that state. He's really a Jet. He played, in terms of his playing career, he's really a Jet. So people are not happy about how he retired. He could have chose to retire as nobody, as no team, but he specifically chose the Texans. In terms of coaching, I think the more I watch, the more I like, but he's still either number 5 or number 6. He has not encroached.
So if I'm going top 5, Rabel 1.
Okay.
Ben Johnson would be the only non-experienced coach I would have in the conversation. I probably would put him 2.
Flores, what about Monken, no?
He's in my top 5. Flores 3.
So Ben Johnson 2, Flores 3.
Yeah.
See, I think I reversed that right now. But admittedly, Flores, he could change opinions in an instant, depending on what happens.
I would need to know who his OC. If he has a good plan for OC, he probably would move the number 2 in front of Ben Johnson.
Okay, fair, yeah.
Number 4, probably Todd Monken, right? If we're going to go with, because there's not a ton of experience, guys. I don't want Arthur Smith. No. I don't want Matt Nagy.
I don't want Gruden.
Yeah, Gruden, I've kind of soured on the idea of Gruden for a bunch of reasons. And I'll tell you who number 5 is, right?
It's Rex.
Hit it.
Oh, yeah. You know what time it is. You tried to throw him away, but this man's coming back. Sometimes he's fat or thin. That waistband makes him slim. He's got the fix you need. They call him sexy. Rexy.
Fuck Gruden, he's no Jet. I'm here to crack some skulls. I'll turn these boys to men. This team is stacked with pros. Hire me, you won't break your purse. I'm here to break the curse. They call me Sexy Rexy. Fuck all you naysayers.
Ooh, sexy. Ooh, he's sexy Rexy. Sexy. Ooh, he's sexy Rexy. Sexy. Ooh,
Rex Ryan, number 5.
Okay, and good comment here. Eric Reich, not middle name third. Aaron Glenn equals Salah. They are the same. Hey, listen, that's a good thought. It could be absolutely possible. And then there's another comment calling out Jim Leonard. Jim Leonard is still, you got Barry Sanders was my first. Altoon, favorite players of all time. Jim Leonard is my favorite defensive player of all time. And I think he's a tremendous coach. So in terms of Rex, dude, I'd play for Rex any day. As a defender, Rex, one of Rex's greatest attributes was seeing what Jim Leonard had as a player, because most coaches can overlook that in an instant, and Rex didn't. So I'm no Rex. Jets fans think I'm a Rex hater. I'm not. I love Rex, but hell no to the head coaching job in 2025.
Someone once super chatted me or gifted memberships. It might have been Rick Kent to not play the Sexy Rexy video, to which I had to take advantage of the opportunity.
Oh yeah. Come on.
Anytime you can play Sexy Rexy, you got to play it. Maybe I'll play that to Rex when he joins me on the radio this Monday.
Oh, he's hopping on.
He's hopping on. I'm going to get my chance to talk to Rex.
You hear that,
one-on-one, Jake Asman and Rex Ryan.
Connor Long, you hear that? JetX news team assemble next Monday.
Let's go. I got some questions for Rex.
Yeah, we're going to be popping off on that day, I guarantee you.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's dumbass comment of the day is brought to you by Evan McDonald, who writes in, why do we want coaches that have gotten fired? Flores, Rabel, no way. Rehires have only worked 3 times in history with Vermeil, Bill Belichick, and Reed. We need to bring in a competent young mind in Glenn. Right. Jim Harbaugh's doing terrible right now with the Chargers. Oh, my God. Sean Payton's brutal for the Denver Broncos right now. I mean, this comment is so stupid. There's so many examples of coaches in their second stop doing well. And, I mean, it's only worked 3 times in history, and you bring up Belichick, Andy Reid, and Vermeil. So, just give me a break, man. There's so many other examples to that. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time today, Evan. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa. We'll see you in at least 5 minutes, if not more.
What did I do? Huh? What did I do?
I haven't seen that one. The Sopranos one.
God.
Yeah, Mr. McDonald, you flew too close to the sun. Like, if you want to be anti-Rex, it's not about being.
Thank you, Kyle. Great point.
It's not about being fired.
John Gruden. Well, I guess he got traded, but still.
It's not about being fired. It's about your best evidence for Rex is
Gary Kubiak.
Yeah, being fired is not the thing, not even close. It's that each year just got worse and worse, and Rex was the start of this downturn that we're in terms of coaching. I think he's personnel just can't be involved in the personnel. It just didn't work out.
Curtis says Mike McCarthy. I mean, look, he hasn't won a Super Bowl in Dallas, but we can't ignore 3 straight 12-win seasons until this year. And McCarthy, I think, is actually, honestly, keep rooting for the Cowboys to win games, because that job, I think, is more attractive than the Jets job because they have a quarterback and a good roster around them.
Yeah.
But guess what? If they keep winning, right, with a backup, I think McCarthy's coming back, and that eliminates another possibility for Rabel.
Yeah. Did the Packers fire Holmgren? I don't think so, right?
No, Holmgren's another good example. Yeah.
He went to Seattle, but I can't remember if they fired him or he just left into the sunset.
I mean, the whole key is to hire the right, quote-unquote, retread. Like, Adam Gase never should have been hired by the Jets. That's what we're talking about here.
Yeah, dude, everyone's a retread unless it's the first coaching job in their life, which it never is. So retread, just like the word rebuilding, it's just a loaded word that means very little these days.
Ladies and gentlemen, the season of giving continues. Nango has gifted 1 channel membership to 1 lucky Asmaniac. Listener D-Rock NY is a recipient of the membership, but wait, there's more. How about someone signing up the old-fashioned ways? It's known as Armani AD. Became a channel member. That's 1 raffle ticket in our next raffle. Thank you, Armani. Appreciate the support. Super chat from Ralph, who says, who do we hire for OC then? I love Rabel as a leader of men, but we haven't hired an offensive-minded head coach in over a decade. Coincidence? I don't know. You tell me. Actually, they hired an offensive-minded head coach. His name was Adam Gase. That's the problem.
Yeah, and then Rich Kotite before him. So let's not act like they haven't had some stellar offensive minds in the past 3 decades.
Who would be Vrabel's OC? I'm not quite sure, but I do know this. Mike Vrabel has hired 2 offensive coordinators and then went on to be head coaches. So And also, his other OC was Downing, by the way. And look, Downing, I don't think has been that bad. I think Downing's been pretty decent since he took over for Hackett.
Yeah, man. OC, Rodgers, who's the quarterback, that stuff. I mean, it makes for good talk, especially Rodgers, but I don't really care too much about it because, I mean, you watch the film, they're being out-schemed on not every play, I'm exaggerating, but they're being out-schemed in every freaking way, offensively, defensively. And the point is to hire the right leadership, and they'll make the correct decisions. Point blank, period. That's what they have to do.
Bartholomew says, Vrabel had Derrick Henry in his prime and couldn't win a Super Bowl. You know how stupid this comment is? So, by the way, here's what I'll say, right? Saquon Barkley's in the MVP conversation this year. Tough argument to win the MVP when Jalen Hurts goes down in the first quarter. Barkley has a monster game, and they still don't win. Like, the MVP is always going to go to a quarterback in today's NFL, so I'd like to throw that out there. But also, don't tell me that Mike Vrabel is not a good coach because he didn't win a Super Bowl with Derrick Henry. They were the 1 seed one year when Derrick Henry missed 8 games, and they went 12-5 and were the 1 seed in the conference. They went to an AFC Championship game with Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah.
All right? So
Tannehill's
shut up.
Awful. Dude, he overachieved with those rosters to such a high degree. The only head coach who you could blame for not winning a Super Bowl with a specific running back is the fictional Raiders coach with Bo Jackson and Tecmo Super Bowl. That's it. That's it. The list starts and ends there. That's
or
it.
maybe Marty Schottenheimer, that 14-2 season with LaDainian Tomlinson. Wasn't he the MVP in 2006 that year?
True. Yeah, they had a good team. That was a brutal loss, man. And who was it? The Pats who danced on the midfield logo and Tomlinson got pissed. That was a bad one.
And also, he's coaching he's a consultant in Cleveland right now, Bartholomew. You know what? It's bad for my health to fight with stupid people. Farewell.
Just shut the fuck up. I did not ask for the dumb opinion that came out of your ass, so shut the fuck up.
What do you think Joe Douglas is up to this Christmas Eve?
Oh, man. Good question. Wasn't he spotted at the shore, down the shore, a couple weeks ago?
And then he was spotted in Philly with Howie Roseman.
Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't shock me if he winds back up with the Eagles. And, good for him. He's a scouting dude. He's a personnel dude. And I think he'll be much happier staying in that lane. In terms of what he's doing this Christmas, who knows? I mean, who knows, honestly.
Ladies and gentlemen, the memberships are flying off the shelves this morning. Great
it's
to
me,
see.
Man. I bring holiday cheer.
Armani AD in on the raffle with a 5-spot of channel membership.
I can't even believe it. Thank you, John. I can't even believe it.
The well-dressed.
Oh, you better believe it, you sickos. Here we go. The following 5 people are now channel members. Azuma, 7-6. Esco, Ryan P., Robert Fandel, and Harold Parker, all receiving channel memberships. Appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for your support. Bruce Coslett. He was an offensive-minded coach.
Oh, dude, that was
not a good one, but he was.
In my young fandom days, that was the first team. I remember the early 90s Bruce Coslett teams where Toon was on his last legs, so to speak. Had that 1991 season, I think it was, when they went 8-8, made the playoffs, didn't score a single touchdown the whole season. It was ridiculous. I kept asking my dad, why hasn't Toon scored? And then he scores 2 touchdowns against the Oilers in the first round and lose. 1 touchdown or 2. I forget which one, but regardless, Coslett, he was a good offensive mind for the time. I just don't think he was a head coach. Then went to Cincy after the Jets as a head coach. Didn't work.
How about Alan and I agreeing on something? This is rare.
Hey,
Douglas is speaking to Rossini for another hit piece. Good riddance.
Yeah, those words almost came out of my mouth, but it's Christmas Eve. Let's bypass it.
Alan, I won't put a bounty on you during this show to go to the hole. At least for right now. That might change based on something that happens during the show.
Yeah.
The Great Dark Knight Steve chimes in. Awesome show. Robbie just referenced Tecmo Super Bowl. Doesn't get better than this.
Oh, dude, it's top 2 sports video game of all time. That and NHL 94 for my old Sega Genesis heads. I mean, it doesn't get better. It's like I'm an old man. You guys don't realize. And it sucks because I'm 41 now instead of 40. And I can't use that college coach video anymore. When someone asks me how old you are, what was that tirade? I'm a man. I'm 40. Who was that? What was his name? I forget.
Jim Mora.
No.
Oh, no. He had the playoffs one. You're talking about
Mike Gundy.
Mike
Gundy. Yeah. Best coach tirade of all time. And I used every bit of it that whole calendar year.
Mike Gundy's like 57 now, by the way. Think about that. I'm a man. I'm 40.
Damn.
Like 57, 58.
That means I'm much
Mike
older.
Gundy age. Let's see. It's 57 years old. Am I good or what? It's almost like I have a career in sports talk radio.
My goodness, you're a young buck, Jake. How jealous am I?
Man.
Maybe that's why I love watching Joe B with you, because I feel a little better about myself at times,
Bro.
And I'm glad. I am glad his girls convinced him not to go to the game Sunday. That would have been brutal.
Yeah, I was a little worried about Joe.
Yeah, dude. It was freezing.
As I sent him the tickets and he was all excited to go. I'm like, Joe, you know it's gonna be like 20 degrees.
Yeah, he's a unique character, I'll tell you that. But I'm glad he's on variable too. I'm really glad he's on variable now. The variable train.
Everyone's got to wake up and put pressure on the Jets to get variable. That's the guy, folks. That is the guy that could actually deal with Woody and establish a culture and hire a good staff. I'm not saying he's Vince Lombardi, but he's the best coach they're going to be able to get, and he's interested in the job as long as he likes the GM. Figure it out.
Disgusting franchise that masquerades themselves as an NFL football team. I hate this team. I hate them. I hate them.
I hate them too. I really do. I love them, but I also hate them.
Listen, Garrett, I'm a fan of Garrett. I want him to be a Jet forever. But if you think for one moment Garrett is going to explode on the sideline like he did in Miami with Vrabel as a head coach, no. That stuff won't stand. And, I know Joe, he's targeting the media. They're making a big deal out of the lack of targets. Garrett started it by losing his mind on the sideline. Come on, dude. When people ask you about your lack of targets, which if you look at the game log, without Devontae, it averages out to about 11 targets a game. With Devontae, it's about 8. You take out the Minnesota game where he had 23 targets, it's even. Yes, I agree with Joe. The media is pushing it, but Garrett started it with the nonsense. And so when you're asked, hey, do you want to be involved more, get the ball? Here's what the answer should be if you have the proper leadership within the organization. Targets are just one part of the game. Like, I can influence and impact every play that I'm in, whether I see the ball or not. I got to improve my blocking. I got to do that stuff. And until I hear some of that stuff from some of these guys, they don't have the right coach and the right leader. And with Vrabel, I think that changes.
That's fair. The only thing I would say in defense of Garrett is he was not. He's been targeted plenty this year. He's 4th in the NFL in targets.
What are we talking about?
I agree. But in this particular game, he had 3 targets until the last drive on offense for the Jets. That's a problem.
There was a bulk of action where he didn't get the ball. But I mean, dude, you're riding with 2 Hall of Famers, Devontae and Rodgers. This is a moment in which you could soak up knowledge and be optimistic. I know losing sucks. Believe me, I get it. But there's a way to turn the situation into the right motivation for you. And guess what? If Rodgers was looking towards Devontae a little bit extra in that game, okay, good. Devontae's better. I mean, what are we talking about? Look at the separation stats and analytics. I mean, you want to be shocked between Devontae and Garrett and even Lazard? Go look at those stats. So, I don't buy the fact that Rodgers was outlandishly not looking for him. Could there be some sway in terms of personal preference on certain plays? Sure, but that's normal football. Like, what are we doing here? So I think, and I love Garrett. I want him to stay a Jet, but come on, bro. Come on. Let's roll. Let's go. Let's embrace the new coach and let's go.
Well, look, Garrett could be frustrated. I'm not trading him. He could request out. The Jets have his rights for 2 more years. So unless someone's giving me the Jamal Adams package, I'm not moving. I'm not even answering the phone. Like, Garrett Wilson, you're a Jet, and they need him, and he needs them, and that's how this works.
Yeah, I think 2 things are true at the same time. We have not learned our lesson, and it's understandable. We have not learned our lesson from the Elijah Moore LaFleur incident. Elijah Moore is not Garrett Wilson, not even close. He should have been sent packing that the day after he complained, after they went to 4-2. However, we haven't learned our lesson at the same time. No one player is bigger than the team, and fans, media, the Jets organization, because they don't have the leadership, doesn't act accordingly. They have to act that way. Rodgers, in so many ways, treating Rodgers as bigger than the team. That's a mistake. You can't do that. So I think we need to learn our lesson in certain ways, and it'll happen if Vrabel or someone of that ilk is hired.
The bottom line is this. Garrett Wilson will join a long list of people that maybe ask out, but there's been a long list of guys who have asked out that don't get traded. T. Higgins, Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel.
Correct.
3 that come to mind over the last 2 seasons alone. And there's plenty of others. Like Buda Baker requested a trade too. Now he just signed an extension. So
and Reddick, how about Reddick? He did well for himself this offseason, huh?
Yeah, Garrett. So, but what if he holds out? You really think Garrett Wilson's going to hold out after he watched what happened with Hassan? At least Hassan Reddick had made money in his career. Garrett's on his rookie deal. You know what's going to happen? A new GM's going to come in and offer Garrett a contract extension, and he's going to take it because he's a football player, and they need guaranteed money.
Yeah,
that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. The positive is his emotions are positive in terms of his passion to want to play well, help the team, and win. And harnessing those emotions, harnessing who he is as an individual is the type. It's the type of coaching and leadership that they need, and that has been missing forever.
I mean, the reality is too, right? You hire Mike Vrabel. Where did Mike Vrabel go to college? Just saying.
Yeah, listen,
that helps with Garrett too.
There's a lot of enticing aspects to Vrabel, no question about it. And I'm on the train. I'm on the Vrabel train right now. There's no way I could say otherwise. And you know me, I'm as great a fence sitter as there is in this world, and I'm fully on the Vrabel train.
For me, it comes down to this. There's 2 trains that I love to ride. All right, there's 2 of them. Can you guess the 2 trains, Robbie?
There's so many options. When you put it that way, the options are limitless, Jake.
I like to ride 2 trains. All right, the first
Fat
one you
Rex,
just talked
Skinny
about.
Rex.
No. The first one you just talked about. The first one is the Vrabel train. I'm all aboard. All right. I'm campaigning on this show. I'm campaigning on ESPN New York. You won't find a bigger Jets should hire Vrabel, would he do the right thing guy than me. But the second train I'm on and will always be on is the Lane train. Let's go to Lane, who's up next. Hello, Lane.
Hey. Oh, hi.
Hello, Lane.
How is everything? Yes?
You're on the air, Lane.
Oh, hello.
Hello, Lane.
Hi. So, yeah, I'm happy about the way the Jets played today. And, they moved the ball, and they did great. Look, okay. I know it was raining out. Did you see the game?
No, I didn't watch it. What happened?
Well, they won. And the other team lost.
Lane, thank you. Come on, man. That can't be a real call. Lane, call back anytime, man. The Jets won today, by the way, folks. I don't know if you guys saw the game.
We're back, man. We're back.
The Lane train, man.
He's an actor, right? You hired him as an actor?
No, the Lane train is real, and he is spectacular.
He is spectacular. Holy cow.
He might be the number 1 overall seed in the Asmaniac tournament. A lot of people were talking.
Oh, have you done it?
Asmaniac Madness this March, man.
You didn't do it last year?
No, this is the first year we're doing it. I have a whole committee putting together the bracket. I'm not allowed to be on the committee. I don't want to.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I'm just overseeing it. The people will vote. We're going to run a poll each show in the month of March. And that's how we're going to decide who advances.
So all callers and fans, correct?
Only 68. We got a field of 68.
Dude, I was going to ask you, can you stretch it to 32?
You kidding me?
I mean, dude, you're going. I know there's a bunch of Asmaniacs, but you're going.
I could do an NIT if I wanted to. We got so many great callers.
Yeah, who are the 1 seeds? I could think of several 1 seeds as it is right now.
One of them just gifted a membership. V-Man has gifted 1 channel membership, only to be cucked, the likes of which we've never seen before on the show. Dark Knight Steve, holy bleep. Sound the alarms on Christmas Eve. Are you kidding me? Whoa.
What happened?
Holy crap. 50 memberships.
Oh
my God. Holy hell, I can't believe it, John.
I can't even believe it. Thank you, John.
believe it.
Oh
Goodness
my
gracious.
God, of all the dramatic things
Yes.
I have ever seen, Roger Clemens and George Steinbrenner's box and Dark Knight Steve with a 50 spot of channel memberships. Holy shit.
Show me the money.
Show me the money! Money.
Now, Dark Knight Steve, tell Jake who was the driving force in this. It was me. I know this.
Oh, it's raining. It's raining. Channel memberships.
You got to get the...
I don't know where my umbrella is. Hold on. Stand by.
Jake's got to get the Jackass making
umbrella.
it rain gift. You got to get the Jackass Johnny... You got to get the Jackass Johnny Knoxville making it rain gift. You need that.
My God. I got 50 names to read. If you didn't get a membership after this, you're probably not subscribed to the channel. You probably didn't like this video. And God probably hates you. There's no other explanation. Rich Rise. Ashenko 11K. Merry Christmas. Dark Knight Steve, you're the best, brother. Cynthia W. Zalix. Let's just give him the next raffle prize. He's already got 50 tickets. Jorge Galvez. Sean Snow. Famous J. Zach R. AJ Driscoll. The Juice Main. Motivated T. Bruce Catasesi. M. Goops. Orb. Florida Jet Fan. Sean. Chris Adams. Andrew Kemp. David A. Relentless SJC. Tony. Nikki Pink. T-Town Jet. BHOS. Bishop Judas. Narb 518. J-Mart. 51 Esport BR. Enork Forte. Sir Moist Mighty. Turn Up the Jets. Sith Happens. L34 Geo. Johnny 451. Big Green. Gray Kaufman. Ray Perez. Mac. Deborah 64. Dark Knight Steve wrote Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah. You're unreal, Steve. Greg Gone. The Meadowlands Swamp Thing. Jason. Galgan Sny. Tuan Hyon. Izzy Blanco. Dropback Mark. Michael Pitham. Scott Atkins. Holy crap. A 50 spot on Christmas Eve. That is remarkable. Shout out to the great Dark Knight Steve. Wow. Unreal. Steve, that's 50 raffle tickets in our next raffle. You're winning something. All right, I'll tell you that much. I'm definitely sending you something for Christmas. My God. Unreal.
Hell of a job. Hell of
Also,
a job.
if you didn't get one after that, I don't know how. Like Rob V is someone who's been watching the show for a long time, and he still didn't get one after all that. I don't get it.
The YouTube randomness is suspicious. Someone just said I just left to take a whiz, dude. I'm way too old to piss that quickly. There's no way.
Whew. Hold on, headphones fell off. God, what a moment in time. Jerome just became a channel member. You kidding me? You kidding me? Look at all these members. Boom. All right, Robbie. You ready for some calls?
Let's go. Let's do it.
All right. Actually, you know what? I think we have some super chats, actually. Super chats first, then calls, as always. Jesus says, Robbie, you may be bringing Xmas cheer, but you're dressed like a Sith Lord. Throw the hoodie on.
Happy birthday, Jesus.
Are you a Sith Lord?
No.
Do you know what a Sith Lord is?
No.
Are you a Star Wars guy?
I'm saying no, so no one's suspicious. I am not a Sith Lord.
I see what you're doing there. Tyrone writes in, Merry Christmas, Jake. Asmaniacs, go Jets 2025. Merry Christmas, Tyrone. Happy holidays to all. Jeffrey writes in, Familia equals a family bound by one common cause as this cursed franchise. Bravo equals the courage to believe and pushing forward. We are Familia Bravo.
Yes. It also equals a New York Mets closer from a decade past.
Jerice Familia.
Yes.
What a time. By the way, Met fans, I had Nelson Figueroa on the show this morning on the radio. Great interview about the Mets offseason. We did talk Yanks too, but check it out on the DiPietro and Rothenberg podcast.
Is he still with SNY, or was that a thing of the past?
No, he's now with Pix 11. He does a show
Gotcha.
with Mark Malusis every night.
Malusis is with Pix 11 now?
Yeah,
I didn't even know that.
He's their sports anchor. Yeah.
Wow.
The
Did not
Moose.
realize he's the Bruce Beck of Pix 11.
Exactly.
I'm conjuring up. Yeah, nice.
I guess you never see him at One Jets Drive.
Malusis? Not really. Not much. No.
Bang says Woody will never accept Vrabel's terms. He goes elsewhere. I mean, what are Vrabel's terms? All we know is that he wants to be comfortable with the GM hire.
Yeah.
He wants say. He wants power. He deserves power. That's the type of guy that you bring in and you say, who do you want to work with? And Woody wants to win. He wants people he trusts. That's why he started the medal, because he lost faith in the guys he had. No one's talking about Woody meddling until this year.
Yeah. And I think when thinking about something like this, you have to remove yourself from the fan perspective and into the league circle perspective, which is drastically different. I mean, the content that comes out, the percentage that is just chuckled and tossed aside is very, 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 very high. So by no means is Woody, considered Steinbrenner within league circles. There are owners. Look at Tennessee. There are owners that are just disaster areas. So criticism is warranted, but we have to be fair at the same time to just at least to just stay within reality.
Folks, they're calling Dark Knight Steve a real angel. If possible, can you please donate all my raffle tickets to some of your favorite deserving Asmaniacs? Give it back to the people. Wow. I got 50 raffle tickets to distribute to Asmaniacs now. This is incredible. Steve, I already have your address. I don't care what you want. I don't care what you're going to say. I'm sending you a Asmaniac swag pack, man. I got mini footballs. I got magnets, stickers, bumper stickers. I'm going to send you the works, plus some items from the store. Can't thank you enough, man. So nice of you. Super chat from WD says, conspiracy theory, Vrabel's using the Jets to make Kraft jealous, so he fires Gerard Mayo and hires him. Look, the reports are that Mayo's keeping his job. At least that was the report from Sunday from Ian Rappaport.
Which is great news.
It is
all the way around.
100%. So, look, could I see Vrabel maybe being interested in that job? Sure. What does Vrabel want, though? Does he want the young quarterback that he gets to build around, but the roster's terrible? Or does he want a better roster and he has full power? You don't get full power in New England. Kraft and they don't spend. See, Kraft is cheap. Patriots fans can tell you about that. So that's the thing.
Yeah. The Tuna wanted to go shopping, and he really couldn't. It depends on the person with the Jets job versus other jobs like New England, who has more support and structure around. You truly get to be that autocrat with the Jets, but yes, you have to deal with Woody, who's hands-on, but it's not, if you are the goods and you're doing good things and you're building things the right way and there's proper leadership, that hands-on stuff with Woody is so easy. You saw it with Tannenbaum and Rex on Hard Knocks. Let's not forget that doesn't exist. Let's not forget the first, 11 years where they made the playoffs, 6 times, 7 times, and Woody's tenure didn't exist. Bash him for the awfulness in the last decade and a half, no question. But the Jets job is attractive because of that freedom. There is a lot of freedom.
Jets news. We said the Olu injury was not deemed to be serious, where it really impacts his offseason. We now know what it is. He's going on IR with a foot injury. He has plantar fasciitis.
Oh, dude.
According to Jeff Obrick, he'll need surgery. But I'm seeing a tweet here from Stelio who said left guard Tyler Smith from the Cowboys tore his plantar fasciitis in Week 17 last year and was able to play 100% of the snaps in their first-round playoff game. Olu will be fine. Shouldn't cut into any offseason training. Best case scenario. So I'm not a doctor, but that does seem like a break considering there was fear about the Achilles at first. So not ideal. You hate to see Olu have to go through that, but as long as he's healthy for the offseason and more importantly, training camp and all that,
was it his left or right foot?
I don't have that info in front of me.
Shoot. When he was hurt, it was so far away from me up top. I couldn't tell, and I didn't see the broadcast yet. If someone knows, I'm sure someone knows. Just put it in the chat for us.
Let's see. I'm checking Twitter right now. At Jake Asman on Twitter, if you could follow me there. Follow Robby at Robby Sabo.
With a Y.
Also, how dumb are the Jets? Jeff Obrick said Greg Zuerlein will be part of the conversation at kicker this week.
Did he say? I didn't even hear that.
That's what he just said. He's talking right now. That's why.
I mean, listen, it's It's not the worst thing in the world, but yeah, it's, I hope it was prompted by a direct question.
Yeah, just jeez. Anyway, Batty Boy writes in, Robby, will this come down to AR versus Garrett Wilson? Only one stays. I mean, if it's only one stays, it's Garrett without question. But your thoughts, Robby?
Oh yeah, I mean, everything in a vacuum. If you're choosing one or the other, you're choosing Garrett every time. There's no question. But I think that is far less significant than an issue that would arise if those two butt heads to a larger degree, which is not even near that level. I think Garrett will be fine. I think Garrett will be fine because anything I just say about Garrett, he already knows. Like, that's the thing. He's a smart player. He understands. And you could tell that he's smart and he's emotionally smart because when he provides quotes, he does it in a way that is accurate about how he portrays himself when giving quotes. I saw a really revealing quote the other day. Someone asked him about LaFleur because LaFleur was in town with McVay and the Rams, and he said, "Yeah, I got to talk to LaFleur. Love him, happy for him. Looking back, maybe I took him for granted," which is revealing to me because he, based on the disaster the last 2 years, I made a mistake. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have taken him for granted. He was a hell of an OC, hell of a play caller. So hearing Garrett say that, it's revealing in one sense, but it's also revealing in the sense that he's emotionally smart. So I'm not worried about any possibility of Garrett Wilson and Rodgers.
Mike LaFleur, big time leaker to The Athletic in that hit piece. I'm saying it. Robby doesn't have to say it. I will say it. Trust me on that.
Is that
I've heard a lot about where these sources are coming from The Athletic, and it's exactly what you would imagine. Disgruntled employees who have already been fired or they're going to be fired in 2 weeks when the season's over.
In terms of timing, I don't put any stock into timing because you know how these stories go.
They conveniently were playing the Rams this week, so like that's it was intentional to drop the story with LaFleur coming back.
Yes,
so
when
it's all yellow journalism BS. How this all kind of comes together.
100%. But when it's published, the timing is precise. But they're working on it for months. The point is, some people think it's not Saleh and it's all Douglas because it didn't come out when Saleh was fired. Nonsense. They've been working on it for months. Your personal opinion, do you think it was more Douglas or Saleh?
Douglas and Rex Hogan, the highly respected Rex Hogan. You got to address him as the highly respected Rex Hogan because he was the biggest leaker out of any of them, and he's so highly respected. They fired him in late January last year, and no team has hired him since. So I don't get it. If he's so respected, how come that one team gave him a job in a front office? What am I missing?
Look, man,
the highly respected Rex Hogan.
You got to be. It's a game. They're trying to play off Jets fans' emotions, and I get it. It makes sense. Woody has messed up. And
it puts me in a spot where I feel like I have to defend Woody, but I don't want to defend Woody because he's been terrible when he's hired bad people. But it's like I don't also want to take the blame off Douglas and Saleh in this regime for being bad at their jobs. Like, two things are true. Woody, bad owner. Douglas, Saleh deserved to be fired. Like that to me is what a lot of people lose sight of. It's like we can't just blame Woody for everything. Like he gave them everything they wanted and they didn't win. That's the bottom line.
Yes, you could criticize the owner and criticize the intent of the piece at the same time. I had a response, a monster of an article responding to that. They mentioned us in there as well.
They took a shot at you guys as if you guys aren't like a credible outlet. Oh, some blog called Jets X Factor. Like, give me a break.
All you got to know is when you think about intent, they labeled us as a blog. What's a blog in someone's mind? Is someone writing articles without editorial process, without editorial review? Basically, that's kind of what I think about it as. And yet we have 15 to 20 active writers all the time with an editorial process, credentials to the team, videos, podcasts. It's a website. It's a platform that does, close to 1 million readers a month in traffic, mind you, which is the most read Jets specific site in the world. So that
drop your nuts on him, Sabo. Let's go. Merry Christmas, Athletic.
That
Big
is
game.
an
Robby
example.
Sabo's coming for your neck.
Love the dude. I love Rosenblatt. I love. I've always gotten along with them, but we know who's steering that ship. It was a 3-author article, a near Survivor Series team of authors. Number one, number two, they label us a blog and don't link to us. I mean, if you're not gonna do, how do you not give your readers a chance to view us objectively themselves? And number 3, it doesn't even mention the specific content that Woody or his sons were looking at. So, if they were truly reading us and listening to us in every front, things would be different. I promise you.
Sources tell me the Athletic is jealous of the team that you've been able to assemble at JetX, Robby. I mean, they're jealous of all the writers, including a writer who's only 13 years old, who's on the line right now. Connor Long is first up today. Hello, Connor.
Robby, Jake, how you guys doing?
Oh man, I thought you were writing the story. What happened? You
I put it
finished?
in.
Oh, you quick little.
I put it in like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, you're too quick. Yeah, I'm telling you right now. You better slow your ass down. We'll see we'll see. I'll be on it in a second.
Okay. I wanted to talk to you guys about Alan Lazard. Obviously, he signed that crazy deal last offseason, 4 years, $44 million. I think a lot of people thought he was having a bounce back year this season. Simply hasn't been the case. I think his drop rate is even higher than it was last season, which already led the league last year. So I wanted to think, do you guys want to potentially look at cutting him? Because I know if you cut him post June 1, you save $11 million. And
he's gone.
Million.
You have a better chance of being on the roster than Alan Lazard does next year.
I think there's a 0% chance he's back.
Okay, and then staying with the wide receiver room, Malachi Corley. I mean, he's been inactive more than receptions he's really recorded this season. Clearly have no faith in him. What does his role really look like on the team next season? Do you think he's a practice squad guy?
No. His role could change in an instant. See, with Corley, okay, so say Minnesota had Corley. He'd be in the mix. Even though they have depth at receiver, he'd be in the mix. Why? O'Connell, like a lot of OCs, they do wonders in this dumbed down NFL where a lot of the schemes, the offensive schemes are dumbed down. The quarterback doesn't have to think. I'm not trying to take shots at Darnold. He's had a great year. But when you look at the film and what they do, they scheme guys open constantly. And the quarterback doesn't have to do anything at the line. It's remarkable what they do. But overall, it's dumbed down. In those types of offenses, Corley could excel right away. And the Jets may have one of those offenses next year if Rodgers concedes to the OC or he's not here. So if they have an OC and a scheme, an offensive scheme that's scheming guys open, Corley will be right in the mix. The reason he hasn't played this year is because Rodgers' system is really high precise, high risk. The receiver, when you call 9 route, it's a streak, it's a go, it's a fly. That 9 route could turn into any number of 8 to 9 to 10 different routes. A skinny vert, a fade, depending on the leverage. You got to read the leverage, the cover man's leverage at the same time, and the receiver and the quarterback. Remember how many miscommunications there were early in the season with Rodgers and the receivers? Especially
why Williams.
Yeah, and that's why Corley hasn't been in the mix, because he hasn't been able to read in real time.
Now, Robby, I wanted to get your stance on Rodgers right now. Obviously, 2 games left. Ulbrich just said he expects him to play Sunday. If he had to bet on it, he would say he plays Sunday against the Bills. How important do you think these final 2 games are for Rodgers?
Is he hurt? Is he injured right now?
Season? Yeah, they have him on the injury report.
I didn't know if it was official or not. Okay.
Yeah, Ulbrich just said it today.
Rodgers is on the injury report?
Yep.
Yeah, from the fumble play last week.
Yeah, that sack he took. I mean, look, here's the other thing with Rodgers, right? Every time he gets sacked, it looks like his career's over. He literally the amount of hits he's taken this year that you think, well, he's done. And I was at the game in London where he got twisted up and I'm like, he died on the field again. I'm witnessing deja vu all over again. And
it's remarkable because the pass protection was outrageously good in the first half.
Yeah, with the exception of a few penalties, they had the 2 back-to-back ineligible receiver downfield, and then I think they had a few holdings. But overall, I think the pass pro was beautiful.
Dude, they were pushing the trenches in the run game. They were protecting him. He was holding on to the ball forever in that game, and they outplayed them in so many different ways while being out schemed. It's really remarkable, really. And it's a factor, man. Being that age, you could get hurt at any time. That is an absolute factor.
Yeah,
I think he's going to play Sunday, by the way.
Okay.
I mean, Rodgers has talked about how he really wants to play all 17 games. I think he wants to guarantee him 2 chances to get 1 more touchdown to get to 500 if he doesn't play next year. So I think he's playing, but I mean, we'll see.
It's crazy. I didn't want to say this, but I'll say it. The more time goes on, the more my gut says he won't be here next year. That he won't make a decision and the Jets will just move on. But My official stance on Rodgers is I think it's silly to eliminate possibilities at this moment.
Especially with
Hire
what he
the
said
leadership,
yesterday
hire
about
the
taking
head
a pay
coach.
cut. Yep.
Yeah,
That's
hire
why
the leadership, hire the head coach, and let them make the decision.
exactly. That's why I think like the whole Garrett Wilson trade rumors. You've seen that he's frustrated. The sideline outburst that you did a whole film review on a day or two ago, Robbie.
Yeah.
Like you could see how frustrated it is. He hasn't been a part of a losing culture in his football career. He went to Lake Travis High School and he played at Ohio State. So you could see why he's
Hey,
frustrated.
man,
But
yeah, I could see it, but you know,
you don't know who's
him
making
and-
the decisions. You
him
don't
and
know if
many
he's
other guys in that room. Like he's not
Exactly.
alone.
And you can't. I think it's hard to say that he's expected to request a trade at the end of the season because you don't even know who's the head coach. You don't know who's the GM. You don't know who's the quarterback. And Garrett's publicly said that it doesn't change his decision, doesn't impact his decision if Aaron Rodgers comes back or he doesn't next season. So I think it's hard to say that he's expected to request a trade at the end of the season when we don't know who the quarterback is, don't know who the general manager is, and don't know who the head coach is. That's just that's my opinion on Garrett.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree. And again, it comes down to leadership and coaching. And these are the situations you have to avoid, especially in the New York market. And say what you want. Listen, Garrett started it with the outburst. So there's that.
And Garrett's had, look, I love Garrett. I want him extended. That's one thing that comes with maturity, though, right? Less freaking out. And look, I like that he cares. I just feel like there's a way to maybe channel that a little better.
Yes. And with the right coach, you think he's doing this under Parcells?
No. Ulbrich has no control over the locker room. No.
Dude, they've had no control of the locker room for years.
Ulbrich. Can't wait for them to get rid of him.
That's the holiday, Ulbrich.
This Ulbrich guy. Where's Castro?
We got to get rid of Ulbrich and then go after Gabriel first. Then I want Queensberry. Got to look at the monkey guy. I like Flo knees, and maybe slow dick in Houston is the answer.
I think I'm the only person in Jetland who doesn't mind Queensberry.
He's handsome. He'd be the most handsome coach in New York sports.
I like his work with quarterbacks. If they're going to draft a quarterback, I wouldn't mind him.
I see.
Yeah, I mean, he's done a good job.
I'd the women and children, though, if he's the coach here.
Yeah, fair point.
Anyways, appreciate you guys taking my call. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and have a great rest of your day.
Connor, you better get that article in, baby. Robby Sabo,
dude,
tough boss.
I even, while talking, I was reviewing it a little bit. So
what's the story on? What is it? What are we covering?
I think he's covering the Schrager news to get it out.
Maybe he should embed this very channel where we discuss it.
Yeah, I'll embed this video in there. Yeah, just straight news. Get that bad boy out.
Super chat from Gator McCluskey. Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah. Can you guys explain the options the Jets have if they want Rodgers back, but he wants to play elsewhere? Cap.
Quarterback options?
Yeah. Well,
no,
so
I can't.
Gator, do you mean cap, like what the cap ramifications of that would be? Like if they don't touch his contract, it's a $49 million dead cap hit. They could spread it out over 2 or just do it in 1. I would just get it out of the way now with a new GM coming in. Take the dead cap hit this year so you could reset and go forward.
Yes, I would agree. I think, let's be honest, financially speaking, the best Rodgers situation would be to have him back on a reworked contract.
Yeah, because then you get Devontae back too. Yesterday was telling from Rodgers because he said, if I'm back and Devontae's back, we both know we got to redo our deals. Rodgers has never said he knows he has to redo his deal. That's the first time he's acknowledged that. So, look, I'm still rooting for the scenario of Vrabel being like, I want Rodgers as my quarterback on a redone deal, and they draft someone that sits. I think that's my personal preference here, but Rodgers has to be all in on learning a modern offense. And the new regime, whether it's Vrabel or whoever, they got to want him. Like, I'm not just forcing them to take Rodgers even if he takes a pay cut. If they think he's shot or he's not worth all the attention he gets and he's another year older, I understand if they move on. But I'm just waiting to see how it plays out.
100% agreed. I think that would be and by the way, I don't think there's any chance Vrabel would come in and say, I don't want Rodgers. I think he's an attractive part of why I want to come here. Would Vrabel deal with Rodgers delaying? No, he wouldn't deal with that either. But if he doesn't delay and he commits, I think that's a thing for Vrabel that he wants. That's just a gut on my part. I don't have any info, but listen, him learning a modern offense, easiest thing in the world. Like he could just have the scheme, have the offensive scheme, that fits today's NFL, and you could use wrinkles off of it in terms of how he works with Devontae and Garrett at the line. It could be unbelievable. So Rodgers, has he held back the offense in certain ways with Hackett and being stubborn? Personnel maybe to some degree too. Sure. Yeah. But that's up to the Jets to have the right leadership and not let that happen. Not let one quarterback be bigger than the team, and not let the thought process that we're just one quarterback away be the holy grail, which has been the case for years. So it's up to the leadership. Get those freaking guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, Gator has clarified, saying more so for Rodgers. What options does he have if they want him back and he wants to play elsewhere? I mean, they could try and trade him. If not, I think they'll just move on from him. If he's like, I'm not playing for you, I think what he would do, he might threaten to retire, right? Go full Favre, and then when it's clear the Jets had already moved on at that point, oh, I want to play again, he could try and do that. I don't know. I think if he goes to them, hey, cut me, I don't want to play here anymore, it wouldn't shock me if they're like, all right, if you're not going to be bought in, we're just going to move on from you anyway. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's either they both want each other or they don't, and that's it.
Let's ask this question. Well, a few things. Rodgers, he's old. He shouldn't be improving during the season yet. It feels like he's improving each week.
He's healthy. I think that's why.
Correct. Right. And the O-line is gelling. Devontae certainly helped. Kyle Shanahan, if he didn't have to worry about him and Lynch, if they didn't have to worry about the cap ramifications with Purdy, do you think he would take Rodgers over Purdy? All things being equal?
I don't know. One year of Rodgers over 1 year. I think clearly Purdy is not being as good as he's been, but I mean, it's tough to be great when you lose all your good players. Like, look how many good players are out of their lineup.
Yeah, no, that's the fair take. I'm a Purdy fan, but I think people have overrated him.
I think he's an above average quarterback that's about to be paid like he's a top 10 quarterback in the league, and I don't know if he's that guy right now.
Right. So that's kind of a question I keep coming back to. Would Shanahan, and it's a question that helps me in terms of Rodgers' future. You know, how coveted could he possibly be this offseason? Robert
says, why do the Jets hate Corley? Because they have no idea how to use him.
They don't hate him. Yeah, exactly. Dude, it's been hard for Garrett to figure out Rodgers in terms of the communication. It is a system in which it takes time. Rodgers' first year starting, if I'm not mistaken, they weren't that good win-loss record-wise. It takes time, and that's another reason why I think things are improving.
Robbie, before you go, are you ready for a little Christmas poem?
Yes.
I've been sitting on this for about 3 weeks now. All right. This is from the great Boomtown. It's a poem all about the night before Christmas.
Oh.
Asmaniac themed. Are you ready?
Yes.
Here we go. It was the night before Christmas when all through the house, not an Asmaniac was stirring, not even Doug on the couch. The store merch was hung by the chimney with care in hopes that Jake Asman soon would be there. Bobby is perfectly nestled in his orange chair, while Scott looks on with his bird-nested hair. With Ricky New York struggling with his Wi-Fi, Weed and Addison laughed in the corner, getting themselves high. From under Chiefs fans' couch, there rose such a clatter. The big fella sprang up from his bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window, wanting to make a membership spree splash, Mike D's nuts, Felix, and Rick Kent threw up the cash. When 4%ers call in, Bobby's heart does flutter. Everyone checks out when Gary talks about butter. Alan calls in, but everyone knows he's a fraud. Mr. Bonesy is a JD truther and a shoe salesman god. V-Man is asleep. There could be no doubt. As maniacs everywhere are suffering burnout. Be careful pooping while dreaming, Charles told us. Jake Klein's demeanor and takes are incredibly sus. Now Sarah, now Jay Graves, now Aurora, now Genergy, Olini on Carly, on Raven, on Tammy C. The 4%ers rock. There's no denying. Without them, the show would be horrifying. PBM is the new Griswold. The dude loves Christmas. Robert C. His calls are legendary. The guy simply cannot miss. B-Mac and Dave Briga. The rivalry is legendary. JJ's phone is terrible. He might still use a BlackBerry. David Tadeo is close by and is the eye of the hurricane. Asmaniacs are still wondering if Woody even has a brain. Super Bowl predictions have been left in shambles. Neil makes at least 13 points and forever rambles. Black Gypsy ran the gauntlet and lived to tell the tale. Ted is always stirring the pot. It never fails. Snowball and Johnny host Jets worldwide. Wide. If you need a drive to and from Vermont, Nate is your ride. Jay Quest humped Bobby into the fifth dimension. Craig is the man from down under that commands your attention. The hamburger has great takes. His rivalry with Bobby is growing. Hawk just posted another Zach take. To Stupid Town, he be going. Gators' disdain for Allen is absolutely clear. Peter Castro just wants to throw the Jets coaches out the rear. Chef Kevin has chicken and pasta on his menu list. Bang Mateo is a thorn in Dre Correa's side and is on his blacklist. Boomtown, Rich, and Tom Ace are searching for talent, of which there is plenty. In March, a bracket will be made and will be the playdown of the century. In Philly Noodles, next call we wonder, what's he going to burn next? Some say King Lowski's rants are better than sex. Bijan, Blitz BK, and Jets Johnny, they are crushing the beats. Nick Shine is the master of breaking news and guests in his back seat. Edward, Ziff, and Dirty, they are always on the road driving. Luppy calling in after a few drinks. His views take a nose diving. It's now time to break out the just endure the suffering sweater. But keep your head up, Asmaniacs. Things will get better. But the chat heard Jake exclaim as he turned out the lights. Happy Christmas to all, and to all the Asmaniacs, a good night. Give it up to Boomtown for that one.
Hell of a job, Boomtown. I think I heard a Clark Griswold mention.
You did.
So many names to hit. I don't think I heard me. So terrible job, Boomtown. Joe Beningo. Did I hear Beningo in there at all?
He just did the callers. To be fair, he didn't do any guess.
Listen, dude, Boomtown. Anytime you want a freelance gig, come to JetX. You could do a special poem category. That was top notch.
That was amazing. I saved it for the night before Christmas. I waited. He sent me that like 3 weeks ago, and I'm like, I'm waiting for the right
words
time.
At least. I mean, that's a lot.
Unreal. Shout out to Boomtown. Unreal. That's why he's a big part of our committee. That's why right there.
Hey, dude, he deserves that committee status because that's hell of a job.
Unreal.
He's like Bernie Williams with his poetry.
Shout out to Boom. One of the greats. Robby, I know you're off the PA today. Safe travels. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Can't thank you enough for being a part of this community, and everything that you and I do with the crossovers has been great for this channel and you guys over at JetX. And remind people, what's the promo code if they want to become a JetX member and take advantage of all the benefits you guys have?
Promo code Asman, ASSMA. No, AS. How do you spell your last name?
ASMAN.
Thank you. Yeah, jetsxfactor.com, all the good stuff. Thanks.
First month, 99 cents. I mean, come on.
That's it, baby. That's it.
Let's go. Robby, Merry Christmas.
You got it. Later, Jake.
The great Robby Sabo in his weekly spot. All right, folks. I'm going to squeeze in a quick call, and then it's raffle time. This call is time sensitive. That's why we're going to it first. Ladies and gentlemen, on the Gusbuster hotline right now is the Purple Belt Mike. Hello, Mike.
What's up? Yeah, so real quick.
Here we go.
What has to happen here is I have to season it, and then it's got to sit in the refrigerator for an hour. So just going to season it, and then if you're still on, then we can start to cook. If not, I'll take a video and put it in Discord.
Here we go. Second person to try and attempt some live cooking on the show. First person since the great B-Man did it.
Yeah, so this is just a little bit of seasoning that has to happen here. So this is a holiday ham, pre-sliced, fully cooked. However, with the smoker, it's going to sit in the smoker for 3.5 hours at 350 degrees for an internal temperature of 130 degrees. No more than 140 with the ham. because then it's way overcooked. So it's got to be 130, 140, in that range.
Mike, what type of music do you prefer to cook to?
Put on Christmas music. It's Christmas.
I can't. That would be copy flag. But I can give you this instead. Dance Pop. Hit it.
Yeah, that's good. All right, so we got to do what I like to do, a liberal application here. So you open this
no
up.
Politics.
I'm not being politics. I'm reading a description. Gotta get in all the grooves here. Really season this baby up. And just so you know, this is Kinders. I use Kinders for basically everything. I love Kinders barbecue sauce. I love Kinders seasoning. I love Kinders when they have the chicken sauce for your chicken. Really Kinders for everything. Really put in a nice heavy layer. Each one of these sheets. Slap it on there, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
It's the meat. It's the smell. It's glorious. Rub it in with your hands. Really cover each piece. And what happens is as this cooks, it's gonna get caramelized. And it like infuses with the inside of the meat. So you get all the flavors really full. All right, this is pretty much good. I gotta do the front here a little better.
Oh yeah, look at that ham.
Oh yeah. And this is a really good meal that you can do for cheap. You can get this thing for, 15, 20 bucks. If you get it on sale, maybe 10. But it's really not bad. You want to get yourself between 9 and 11 pounds. Prefer to get the 11 pounder, but even at 9 pounds, the same thing applies. This guy right here is just about 10, a little bit 10 pounds. All right, so this is good. I'm gonna wrap it up, and then in an hour, if you're still on, we'll get the cook going.
Ladies and gentlemen, the great Purple Belt Mike. Check it in. And shout out to Mike. He called into the radio show this morning as well. Good stuff there from PBM. You guys ready for a raffle? We ready? The Bucket of Champions. That doesn't count. The ticket that just fell out. I got 5 winners. All right. The first prize will be the Curtis Martin signed trading card that actually arrived today. So you got to take my word for it that it's real. But if you win, I will send it to you. I need some music for this. It's raffle time. Now, what do we got here? Let's see. Let's do a little. This one's called Daydreaming. These are all non-copyrighted songs that StreamYard provides. So I have no idea what it is. All right. This works, I think. There we go. There's like 160-something raffle tickets in here. More than that. It's like 167, I believe, was the final total. No paper cuts on my fingers this time. I'm getting better at it. Gotta mix it up the best we can, folks. All right. First prize is the Curtis Martin trading card that is autographed by the Hall of Famer himself. And the winner of the C-Mart card. I want to make sure these don't stick like we had controversy the last raffle we did. There we go. There we go. The winner of the raffle is listener Mimosa. Mimosa, if you're out there, congratulations. The Curtis Martin card is coming your way. All right. Now let's do our next winner. Let's do the, let me move that over there. Let's do the Joe Namath card. And the Namath card comes with other cards too. It comes with Rodgers, comes with Mosley, comes with AVT, and it comes with Quinnen. So it's an assortment of trading cards led by the 1970 Joe Namath Topps collectible card. Here we go. And the winner is listener. I got 2. Hold on. I want to see the name. Listener, hey, Mike D's Nuts. Congrats. Also, fact that I can hold up a raffle ticket that says D's nuts on it is pretty funny. All right, so that's 2. So we got D's nuts and mimosa. Prize number 3 is a $50 gift card to Copper John's Beard Company. Mix the names, baby. And the winner of the gift card from Copper John's is the co-host of the Bobby Midnight Show, Addison. Let's go, Addie. Addison, your winner number 3. That's the Copper John's gift card. So now we have the Gustbuster umbrella and an item from the merch store. Ladies and gentlemen, let's keep it rolling here. We're going to make sure these don't get stuck together. We got 2 more prizes to pick out. Here we go. The winner of the Gustbuster umbrella is listener. Oh, how about this? A member of the 4% female demographic, Genergy, wins the Gustbuster umbrella. That's great because Genergy lives in New York City, so she definitely could use an umbrella when she's commuting to and from work. All right, we got one more winner here. An item from the Jick Asman merch store. The winner of the final raffle prize here is listener. No way. PBM. Purple Belt Mike. Mike, call back in, baby. Not only you're cooking some ham, but you're a raffle winner as well. That's awesome. Love that. So that's 5 winners right there. Once again, Mimosa, I don't have your info. D's Nuts, I do. Addison, I do. I just need an email for you, Addison. The Copper John's going to send you that gift card electronically. Genergy, I got your info. Don't worry. And PBM, who's on the line right now. What's up, Mike? Congrats on winning an item from the merch store.
Yeah, I won something from the merch store.
You did.
I want a hoodie.
Send me your size and DM me your address or text me your address, whatever, and I'll make sure we send it out to you today.
Yeah, black, right?
Yeah, black. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, one of the black ones. I'll send you DM.
Send me what you want, and it will go out today.
My dog's going nuts. I'll see you later.
You got it. Congrats to the winner, Purple Belt Mike. All right, we got plenty of raffles we're going to be doing. A bonus winner right now, the signed Zach Wilson trading card, which you give to your kid and say it's actually for being bad this past year. It's Cole. Just kidding. But I do have a lot of good stuff that we're going to be giving away, which is awesome. So we got I got some Wayne Corbett signed stuff, which will be a little spoiler alert in our next raffle. Every membership from this point forward or $20 super chat goes towards the next raffle, which will be raffle number 9. We've done 8 of these already this month, and we still got a week to go in the month of December. So congrats to the winners. I'll be in touch with everyone who won, and we'll take care of you. I appreciate it. Rick Kent, that dog was very excited about the win. Yes. Mike's dog was pumped. Dark Knight Steve goes, I carry the Gustbuster in the car. They go everywhere with me. I love that. Dark Knight Steve, a Gustbuster man. We got 50 raffle tickets to distribute for the next one, by the way, because Dark Knight Steve doesn't want them for himself, which is amazing. Fiore writes in with a $10 super chat. A lot of the fan base is saying the Jets should get Fields as the bridge to appease Garrett. So cater to Garrett versus winning. Nuts. The right head coach fixes a lot. The Jets are 9-6 right now. Would Garrett be happy? Yes, I completely agree. Now, Fields could be an option as a bridge quarterback if they decide to move on from Rodgers or he retires or whatever. But I'm not bringing in Justin Fields just to appease Garrett Wilson, because you're 100% right, Fiore. You know what Garrett Wilson wants beyond anything else? He wants to win. So that's a great super chat, and you're spot on. All right, let's get to your calls right now. Ladies and gentlemen, Santa Claus is on the line. The hamburger. Mr. Claus, hello.
Ho, 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 ho. Oh, Merry Christmas, Jake. How are you?
I'm good, Santa. How are you?
I'm very good. Hey, Purple Belt Mike. Miss Santa Claus made me last night a ham This way I can go and deliver all the presents to the kids. Well, last night I was bored and I wrote a little jingle for everybody for your wonderful Jets season that we've had so far. Oh, and I got a candy cane. Thank you, little girl. I appreciate it. So I know Boomtown wrote a big, real nice one. Mine's a little shorter. But boom, that was such a Christmas miracle. So, without further ado, 'twas the night before Christmas, and all through the town, the Jets fans were sighing. Their hopes had come down. The banners were hung by the stadium with care, in hopes that the playoff run soon would be there. The players were nestled snug in their beds, while visions of touchdowns danced in their heads. And Rodgers in his jersey, still mending his pain, dreamed of the glory that might come again. When out on the field, there rose such a clatter, I sprang to my feet to see what the matter. Away to the TV, I flew like a flash, hoping the Jets weren't making a crash. With the limping old QB, oh, my bad, to the moon on the turf gave the faint Christmas glow as I watched in replay in sorrow and woe. When my wondering eyes should appear, but a fumbled snap and the crowd groaned in fear. With a limping old QB and a lot so lively and quick, I knew in a moment this wasn't the fix. With more rapid than the Eagles, the defense came, and Rodgers shouted and called them by name. Now Dante, now Lazard, now Aaron, now Allen, now Hall. On Wilson, on Conklin, let's try not to fall. To the edge of the end zone, to the end of the play. Let's score us a touchdown on this Christmas day. But as hard as they tried, the line couldn't hold. Rodgers went down and the story rolled. The fans in the stands with their heads in despair, while Santa looked on, shaking his hair. And then in a twinkle, I heard from the booth a comment so biting it cut to the truth. The Jets tried so hard, but the curse still remains. A season of heartbreak, a season of pain. But I smiled in my chair and took one last sip. For being a Jets fan is quite a strange trip. Through ups and through downs, we still hold on tight. Merry Jetsmas to all, and to all a good night. Merry Christmas, everybody. Thank you.
Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas, Santa. Oh, what a show this has been already, huh? Evan writes in, Jake, you don't ever listen and can never take any opinion. Vrabel got fired last year, and teams did not want to interview him. You know why? Because he's just not very good. Actually, you're wrong again, Evan. Shocking, I know. Mike Vrabel was the runner-up to the Charger job. If they didn't hire Harbaugh, he was getting that job. He also could have been a defensive coordinator somewhere this year, as you bring up the fact that he's only a consultant and he's not head coach material. And you're going to say the job is for Aaron Glenn, who's never proven anything? Okay, that makes no sense. He got a consultant position because that's what he wanted to do. He didn't want to be a head coach. He wanted to be a head coach. There wasn't a job available for him. And he wanted to be a coordinator, so he was a consultant for a year, so he's still around football. So people can't say, oh, he's out of the league. He's explained this. You're going to say Mike Vrabel is not head coach material. See, I'll listen to differing opinions. But I'm also going to call out opinions that I think are stupid, like that one. Farewell.
Aaron isn't as committed as a lot of the young guys. He's not going to sit and watch game film all weekend. And I think he's aging faster than other guys.
God. Dave Brigger writes in, tuning in from the work break room, hamburger, nice Santa. You know, I do wonder this about Dave Brigger. Yesterday, I think there were real inroads made between him and BMAC. And hopefully that lasts. For those who missed the second show yesterday, you're definitely checking. You definitely got to check it out if you missed it. You know, we just had a Santa Claus on the show, and it was incredible. I wonder if Bobby still hates Santa Claus. Right? We'll never forget what he said about Santa just a few days ago.
Shut up, Dave. I can't stand Santa Claus. Shut the fuck up, Santa Claus. You fucking eye. Oh, look at my eye. Oh, look at my eye.
You seem like you're in a good mood and ready to go for 20 more hours.
Man. Omari with a super chat. So many personal attacks against Rodgers. It's combo at this point from first take. It's a joke. The opinions on Rodgers are so ridiculous. Go look at Jordan Love's stats and now look at Aaron Rodgers' stats. Rodgers has better numbers. Just saying. But the idea that Rodgers is like the root of all issues with the Jets, it's like people are so silly. J-Quest says, I still can't believe Bobby said that. I mean, I can. Bobby's been influenced by Allen. Now, he's apologized for these comments, but Allen's influence over Bobby. I mean, it's literally like watching Anakin Skywalker go to the dark side because Chancellor Palpatine's a Sith Lord. All right? He's Darth Sidious. That's the problem. All right? I mean, look at Bobby go off on the great Craig in Australia, one of the nicest human beings to ever live.
I can have my own show by myself. I don't kiss anybody's ass. Craig is kissing Jake's ass a lot. I know he's kissing Jake's ass. I'm surprised his lips are not still stuck to him. I don't see Craig in the chat. Do you guys see Craig in the chat? I don't see Craig in the chat.
He's in the chat.
I see his name, but I don't recognize him. You gave him a nice $20, and then what you wrote on that? Oh yeah, I love you, Craig. I'm surprised your lips are not stuck to Jake's ass. I can't believe he actually put $20 and then said that crap. Oh, look at me. I have my lips stuck to Jake's ass all the time. Oh, I'm going to call him now. Tell Mrs. Craig she's beautiful, and I don't know why she married you.
Oh, Tommy, Joe.
I mean, I know he's apologized, but man, like, how do you say that to Craig? He's one of the nicest people ever. And then Bobby said this yesterday about me. What's up with this Bobby Midday show going on here?
2 shows a day now.
Bobby, I thought you were going to get a real job. This is your job again?
Don't worry about it.
Bobby, let's just say I'm watching you.
I'm watching you too. And I hear his big mouth too.
I wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors, but my time on your show after that snarky, rude comment is over.
What the? He's not even on. What did I say to him? I didn't say anything. What the fuck? I'm not going to step over his little princess toes and get him all ruffled up panties. He just started another show up. He just had one.
So what's wrong with that, Bob? Why are you complaining about that?
Well, he came on mine and bitched about mine.
Yeah, in a joking manner. Because in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter. You're bitter, and I think we can tell that.
But I have to go. But Bobby, I appreciate you yelling at Jake. That made my day. Jake has too big of an ego for a small guy.
Sad what's happened to Bobby, man. Sad. It's not the same guy I know. It's not the same guy I know. Alan writes in, Bobby has found the light. He can now see through the ginger garbage. Keep it up, Bobby. Once again, further proving my point that Alan is a Sith Lord. All right? And he seduced Bobby to the dark side. And for those who haven't seen Star Wars, please watch it so you get some of these references. Also, let me say this. I said earlier, hey, maybe I won't send Alan to the hole. I lied. First person to send in 5 memberships. You could be the reason why we send Alan to the hole on Christmas Eve. It will be truly an honor to do so. Omari writes in with a super chat. Jake, your GM, your coach, who's on the team versus not by next season? So you're saying if I'm the Jets GM, if I'm the coach? I mean, I would take Rodgers back. That's the biggest decision they got to make. But there's very specific stipulations I have if he's on the team. Modern offense, and this regime would have to want him. Now, I would want Rodgers here unless you tell me what the plan is if we move on from him. Because he sounds like he'd take a pay cut. Because then it's not just Rodgers. You get Devontae too, which I think is valuable. They have no receivers right now besides Garrett and Devontae. Lazard's not here next year. So it's tough, Omari. I mean, I'm also not trading Garrett Wilson. So those are the 2 things I'll give you an opinion on. Marcelo writes in, Jake, how did Palpatine die again? Oh, yeah, he got thrown into the hole. How great is this? Ladies and gentlemen, V-Man is the reason why Alan is going to the mother effing hole. Now that is what we call revenge. That is what we call poetic justice. Shout out to V-Man for coming through. Before we send Alan to the hole, all right, I'm gonna do something I don't think we've ever done for a whole sentencing before. I'm gonna bring on V-Man right now. V-Man, I already put Alan in timeout for 5 minutes. So talk your bleep on him, and then we'll do the honors together and send him to the hole. Go ahead.
Well, first off, shitting on gingers, that's a no-no. Like, gingers are wonderful people wonderful people. They do not deserve to be crapped on.
That's right.
Ginger shit is absolute bullcrap. That is number one, above all. You don't shit on people based on their hair color. And second, he's just a piece of garbage, man. It's like all he ever does is just be a negative whiner. He craps on people for opinions that he doesn't like. It's all his shtick is. It's all he does. It's just annoying as hell.
V-Man, I couldn't agree more. And thank you for gifting 5 memberships to make it happen.
You know, the moment you said that, I had to just open up YouTube again so I could just do it, because you can't gift memberships through StreamYard. So I had to just pull up the video and I had to do it. It had to be done.
I completely agree. I think it's one of the best investments one can make. Send Alan to the hole.
Yeah, no.
Whenever you're ready, V-Man, I'll hit the button.
Now look what you've done, Alan. No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to pull you out of the chat and cast you down with the sodomites. Some time in here will feel like you've been run over by the lane train. You understand me? You catch my drift? Give him another 24 hours to think about it.
Well done, V-Man. Well done.
Yeah.
Here's who got your memberships. If you hear your name called, you thank V-Man. Eli Samonti, Rob DeMom, Burnt Ballsack. Now that's a name. Kaz, J.O.B., all receiving channel memberships from Mr. V-Man. V-Man, Merry Christmas to you.
Absolutely, you know. Yeah, no, I guess I got all festive. I'm going to my cousin's Christmas party later today. That's why I got my ugly Christmas sweater on.
You look great.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. Great to enjoy the holiday with some family. You know, I don't have much left, so it's enjoyable what I can.
Also, V-Man, I'll tell you what, Dark Knight Steve, I don't know if you saw the show earlier, but he gifted 50 memberships, and he said I could give memberships to people I like. You just gifted 5, so you have 5 raffle tickets for the next one, and I'm gonna match your 5, so you actually have 10 for the next one. So you're gonna get 5 of the 50 that I could distribute to listeners accordingly. You're getting the first 5.
That sounds great. Absolutely wonderful.
So you got 10 in for our next raffle, which will feature something Wayne Corbett related. Is all I'm gonna say right now. It's in the mail. I want it to arrive first so I can inspect it, and then we'll announce what that is.
That sounds just wonderful. Yeah, no. But let's actually finally get to the football talk.
Oh, you got takes. Let's hear it.
Well, no, I was like listening to what you were talking about earlier about the list. I like the Mike Greenberg thing was funny. It's like that you couldn't find anything on it because it just kept on popping up. The Jets, Mike Greenberg. That was just a bit hilarious. True. It's like that is just, and although it's been like my Yankees Santa hat.
Oh, Jets have clarified Olu's injury, saying it's an injury to his plantar fascia, but will not require surgery. Good news there.
That's good. That's good.
Hey, clap it up for Olu. We got some rare good Jet news for once. There we go.
I know.
Love that.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good news, you know. And Hector,
Wayne writes in, I want to go to the hole. The first person to gift 1 membership will send Wayne to the hole. Who am I to not get someone a membership on this show?
Yeah. And by the way, Hector, no, I'm aware of how they celebrate Christmas in Puerto Rico. The celebrations are done on Christmas Eve. You go to church on Christmas, and you get your gifts on Three Kings Day. I know, because my grandfather never got gifts on Three Kings Day. His family always lied to him and told him the kings couldn't cross the river. They were very evil people.
I see.
Yeah, but so getting back on the football talk, yeah, I was agreeing with Vrabel. I like the idea of a Vrabel Dimitrov combo. I think that would probably be, like I said, probably one of my dream combos for the Jets GM coach tandem. And the Garrett Wilson stuff, it's concerning, but like I said, I agree. Like I said, like if you had to pick between Wilson or Rodgers, you're obviously taking the Wilson because he has a future. Rodgers is just wrapping up his career, so obviously you got to go with the guy with the future.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rick Kent has come through with gifting a singular channel membership. Wayne, we will see you later.
Now look what you've done. No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to pull you out of the chat and cast you down with the sodomites. Some time in here will feel like you've been run over by the lane train. You understand me? You catch my drift? Give him another 24 hours to think about it.
The great Rick Kent coming through for the people.
Yeah. No, and Hector's bashing. Hector, I got that what I said from my grandmother. That came from how my grandmother celebrated.
You know what, Hector? I'm tired of you going after my guy V-Man. The first person to get 5 channel memberships, and we send Hector to the hole. I'm tired of this.
That's what I got from my family. My family that grew up in Puerto Rico. That's what they told me. So I'm going on based on what they told me, and they lived and experienced it.
Now he says, this bum V-Man, I have a gift for you. Hector, if the Asmaniacs want you gone, we're going to get rid of your rear end for the day. Can't handle it.
No, so like I was saying, yeah, I do agree with, and then the Wilson stuff, I don't, like I said, I think this thing with Rodgers and Devontae trying to get the 500, I think that's just not a good idea. I think, look, if he gets it, he gets it, but you got to stop targeting him because it's clear that was hampering the game again versus the Rams. That was clearly what was hampering them. Is that they trying to force feed it to Devontae for the symbolic effect, and it's not working. Look, whoever gets it, gets it. You got to that's the way you got to play it this next game. You can't try to force feed it, and I think that's what's pissing off Wilson, right? I think that's what's part of the pissing off effect right now. Look, you got to feed the ball to who's open, and that's the way it's got to be. And I think after this offseason, you got to talk to Garrett, calm everything down. He's understandable. He'll understand it. Like you talk to him, like air out, like whatever his frustrations are. Let him air out his grievances.
That should have been done yesterday. I hope Rodgers and Garrett Wilson celebrated Festivus together and they aired out their grievances.
Mm-hmm. Man, Hector is really eating into me.
I know. Look, I put the bounty on him, 5 memberships. So it seems like no one has come through yet. So you could do it yourself, man. That's totally up to you.
Yeah. Up there, Mr. Roberts backing me up. Mr. Roberts is backing up with what I said.
Hector says, "Thank you to all the Asmaniacs for this."
No. Up there, let's see. There's one. Mr. Roberts is backing me up. Pull the comment up.
Wow, Jaden is calling for a ban. Ban V-Man. I would never ban. He just says it sounds good.
Yeah, no, someone is now we got another one.
Hector says I give 5 to dump V-Man.
So no, here, Mr. Roberts, the Three Kings Day comes from Spain. That's why it's celebrated in Puerto Rico. That's why in Puerto Rico it's celebrated. And I know what I'm talking about.
Gia says, V-Man, you are a lowlife. How much to ban this fool? Well, now things have been flipped around, V-Man. I mean, the people want a bounty on you.
I don't know. I've never like done anything to irk anybody. I've always been a guy who's positive. I don't try to attack anybody. I don't go out of the way to vitriol anybody except Alan. There we go. Cactus Johnny's backing me up. Cactus Johnny. And Rick Kent's backing me up. purple belt. I'm gonna say you. I only started cooking a few years ago, so I don't think I will not sit here and say I'm a good cook. I'm an amazing cook. I'm still learning. I got a lot more to learn, and and definitely you're probably better than me.
Rick Kent says V-Man is innocent. It's true. Jersey Jet has gifted 1 membership. Oh, baby.
So we're 4 away.
4 away, and we'll see you later, Hector. Unless Hector comes through with 5 memberships to save himself. That's the only way that we'll call it a truce.
Yeah. No, nobody got sick.
Hector says, I own you. Get that in your head.
You don't own nothing. You don't own nothing, pendejo.
Jaden says, how much to ban this fool? 10 memberships, Jaden, and we'll say goodbye to V-Man. No, I'm just kidding. We can't ban V-Man. Could we send him to the hall for the day? Absolutely.
Wow. No, wow.
But V-Man, you get it. I'm a capel fish, so
I know. I respect it. Look, there's
Ralph says V-Man's a better drinker than cook. Is this true?
Probably. It's like in Cactus Times, you can't ban V-Man on Christmas Eve.
Jeffrey says he's an innocent chap. V-Man is gold.
Yeah. Well, I think you know what. I got some stuff to get to. I got stuff I gotta get to because I got the party in a bit to head out. So.
All right. Well, you have a good time at the party. All right, V-Man.
Great, Pete.
Thank you for sending Alan to the hole. You did this community a service today.
Thanks.
Farewell, V-Man. V-Man is here. How we feeling?
High as a kite.
Tremendous. The great V-Man. Jersey Jet says, my membership was to send Hector to the hole. Hey, 4 more memberships and we'll put Hector there. It'd be nice if Hector actually called in for once. I want to hear him out. Now he's trying to butter me up by saying Merry Christmas. Look at this. Look at this Hector guy. Unbelievable. All right, here's what we're going to do. All right, very important stuff. I'm going to play you guys something that needs to be played. All right? And after this is done being played, we're going to come back and get right into your calls. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy.
Breaking sports news just in from the Jake Asman Show. Finally, an uplifting story to bring you. One of Jake's most consistent and professional regular callers, known as Vincent, or V-Man to his friends, has given the critically acclaimed channel exclusive rights to one of the most exciting announcements in the history of this popular show.
V-Man, question for you. How come you haven't signed up for the Patreon yet?
I'm currently saving up money for a tattoo.
I'll cover the first year, all right? I'll put up the $60 to get you in the Discord group chat, all right? We need you.
All right, and I'll reveal my tattoo. And when I get my tattoo, I'll first reveal it on your show.
All right, the V-Man tattoo reveal has got to be on Patreon first. Deal?
All right.
All right, you got a deal. There you go. The tattoo reveal.
So brace yourself now for the unveiling of this most epic moment in the history of sports programming.
How do I know this is you right now?
Because Linus is here.
I guess if the V-Man imposter gets a dog, then we'll definitely not be able to tell you two apart.
You want me to give you those senoritas your phone number?
I'm going to pass on that, V-Man, but thank you. Let's go to V-Man. V-Man, you're up next. What do you got for us, V-Man?
Adios, amigos. Jake, I have a surprise for you. I got my tattoo. But I wanted to say hi to Linus first. Hi, Linus.
Oh, my God.
Hi, Jake. Hi, Jake. Linus, just a good boy. Oh, wait, before I show you my tattoo, that senorita I was telling you about, Esmeralda, she's pretty.
Oh, my God.
You're going to like her, man. She's my cousin. I've only been with her twice, but she's okay.
Oh, my God.
Esmeralda, but she likes you, Jake. Okay, I want to show you my tattoo. You ready?
Oh, no. I don't think we need that, V-Man.
Grandpa, don't look.
Oh, no.
You like it, chicken.
You're sick, me man. Oh my god.
You like
I can't. Oh my god. And he had the fake V-Man like Hector from Breaking Bad in the background there. Good lord. What are you doing?
Nothing.
I can't. I don't know if we could top that one, folks. I mean, wow. He had a tattoo of it. That is just unbelievable. That is unreal. That is freaking unreal. Wow.
That it was. Good time to throw that in after that V-Man call. Ladies and gentlemen, Papo with a super chat. Robby Sabo said Aaron Glenn chose Texans, but wasn't Glenn drafted to them for the Texans expansion? Super late to show. Sorry. Yes, I think that's right, actually, now that you mention it. I think that is correct. Either way, I mean, when you think of Aaron Glenn's playing career, he was a Jet. I mean, that's just how you look at it. All right, let's get to more of your calls now, shall we? We got some heavy hitters on the line. Rob V, you're first up now in this segment. What's up, Rob?
What's up, buddy?
How we doing?
Good, man. How are you?
I think I'm a little warmer than you might be.
Yeah, bro. I was outside. I'm freezing, but I'm just calling in to say happy holiday. Merry Christmas to all the shiners and Asmaniacs. Nothing but love and respect for all of you. But I can't send memberships, so
you can't even get a membership.
Yeah, can't. Well, that's true too. But my point is, how do we unban? How much will it take to free Allen? First of all,
wow, you want to free Allen?
I'm gonna free Allen. I'll send you a cash app. I'll do whatever I got to do. Free Allen.
Well, V-Man paid 5 memberships to ban Allen, which is roughly $25. So
all right.
I don't want V-Man's money to be wasted. It's going to be at least 10 to get him back.
Okay, so 35 altogether. You're saying?
No, 50.
Okay, 50. All right. So and then how much on top of that? Because it's an eye for an eye, buddy. How much to ban V-Man?
Oh, I mean, you want me to send V-Man to the hole?
Yeah, we'll go for the hole. We don't have to ban him.
We can't ban anyone. We're holing people today. It's Christmas Eve.
We'll put V-Man in the hole. It's an eye for an eye.
All right, so at that point, it's got to be at least 15 memberships then. Because think about it. V-Man's got to get his money back, and then it's got to be worthwhile to not only revive Allen, but then me as a Capplefish have to make some money if I'm going to bring that scumbag back to the show. And get rid of V-Man in the process.
As a Capplefish, definitely. Yeah. So give me a total.
Well, let me do some math here. Look, $75 total.
All right, free Allen and V-Man, even though he's probably gone to his Christmas party by now. We're gonna put him in the hole for the day. Pause.
Wow, you want V-Man in the hole?
Yeah. Now, how should I send it? Because I can't do memberships.
You have Venmo?
Yes, I do, but the thing is, it's in my all the money's in my Cash App right now.
V-Man's still here. He goes for what? In the name of capitalism, V-Man. Cha-ching. Hold on. I'm getting a call on the money phone.
You wanted to ban Allen? It's an eye for an eye. That's how it goes.
Now, let me ask you this on a side note. Why do you like Allen?
No. I think Allen is a good guy. I really do. I don't care what anyone says. I think people just have a problem with his opinions. And I think opinions...
And he's mean to many of the people who call into the show.
Yeah, but a lot of people are mean to him, too.
Yeah, but he starts it always.
All right, fair enough. Whatever. I don't know what to tell you here. Free Allen.
It's not like people go after Allen. He attacks everyone first. And look what he's done to Bobby. He's made Bobby
he's
go to the dark
since
side.
Made amends with Bobby, though.
Yeah, but he called Bobby an effing moron on this very show like last week. Last week. I had the tape. I gotta upload it, but it's on the record.
But Bobby's a grown ass man. He can make his own decisions, and he chose to forgive and forget.
Yes, but we know
And
Bobby is heavily influenced by people he talks to a lot, and Alan can't wait to espout his opinions on the Bobby show because Bobby lets him have free reign.
and not for nothing though, Jake. Alan's got a lot of good points. I'm sorry, he does.
Well,
bro.
he's a knowledgeable fan, but he's
he says
also
the things that need to be said that people don't want to say.
like what? Garrett Wilson would look good on the Chargers and Texans yesterday. Those things, and he claims to be
No,
a
no,
Jet
I'm
fan.
talking about like Jets related in terms of like when he talks about how trash we are. Like,
Look, I'm a Capelfish, Rob V. 75 Buckaroos, V-Man to the hole, the return of Allen.
all right, so you got Cash App?
I don't even know if I have Cash App, to be honest with you.
All right, if not, then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send it to Nick Shine, and have Nick Shine send it to you.
Wow. Is Nick Shine's watching the show? All right. If
Yep.
Nick Shine sends me a Venmo of $75, I've told you all I could be bought.
All right, so that's what we'll do. I'll send it to Nick, and Nick will send it to you.
All right. Rob V, as soon as I get that
Anyway,
payment.
last thing, like I
Continue,
said in
yes.
the beginning, happy holiday, Jake. Thank you for the show, and as always, you do a great job. And Merry Christmas to everybody, man.
Rob, Merry Christmas, man. I cannot believe you want Allen revived that badly. Unbelievable. V-Man, don't worry. You're getting your money back. That's why we set the fee to what it was. 25 writes in. Rob V calling it hits while wearing the shiesty. Shiesty is insane work. Unbelievable. Ladies and gentlemen, Nick Shine has called in. Nick, what's the latest with the payment?
I'm waiting to get it, man. I'll wait for it to come in, and I'll push it to you immediately. We've done this before. He wanted to send Bobby something, and it's funny because I can Venmo Rob because Rob has placed a couple bets for me. I can Venmo Rob, but Rob doesn't know how to Venmo out, so he knows how to Cash App. So I am his consigliere with this.
This is truly one of the more outrageous things I've ever seen. Allen having someone pay to revive him. That to me, that's just insane.
What a world we live in, man. This is 4 and 11 type of behavior.
It's unreal. And look, I understand V-Man can maybe rub some people the wrong way at times, but he's harmless. He's a good guy. I know him personally. So to see Rob V want to come and not just bring Allen back, but then an eye for an eye and then get rid of V-Man, I cannot believe we're living in this world right now.
It's almost like we need football to talk about, huh? The Jets just keep destroying our lives in different ways time and time again. You never know where any of these shows are going to go, man, and that's the enjoyable part of all this. Rob V, shoot me a text after you send it.
This is unreal.
And
$75.
then I'll push it to you immediately.
V-Man says, I'm not sweating. I faced worse. Marcelo says, V-Man greater than Dick Midnight. Honestly, Dick Midnight's not a bad name for Bobby with how he's been acting since Allen's dark side influence has taken over here.
It's wild. And for those of you, speaking of Bobby, I would make sure you're tuned in tomorrow night, Christmas night, Shiner Christmas. We have a weigh-in. We have an update.
Isn't it a little unfair to make him weigh in on Christmas?
Well, he weighed in today. And call me after the show. We got to talk.
He's down that much weight?
I need your input.
Uh-oh. It's starting to sound like something might be rigged.
I need your input.
Uh-oh.
I'm not saying that, but there are concerns, and we will discuss it off air. And if you are available tomorrow night, I'm doing the show. We usually do the weigh-in on Tuesday night.
Right.
But with Christmas Eve,
Yeah, no one's doing a show tonight, I'd imagine.
Yeah, we're doing. Yeah, no one will be watching. I'm busy anyway. But tomorrow night, I've always been a person that after dinner on Christmas is over. Like, you're not going anywhere on Christmas night. I got work the next day. So we're gonna do a Shiner Christmas tomorrow night at 9:00 with the Bobby weigh-in, and we'll leave it there. I make sure you're watching, and you and I need to talk off air because I need your input as a friend.
Wow. Tom A says pound shaving scandal ? Uh-oh. I don't. Hector says I need your cash. I don't have a Cash App. I use Venmo, or I think my PayPal is just my email, if that works.
Yeah. Hector, you can cash at me and I'll push it over to Jake. I've done that for a couple people. I'm doing that for Rob V any minute. My Cash App is Big Nick NYJ. So if you want to push it, I'll give you my word. I'm pretty good with that. And also, do you mind if I plug what we're fundraising for while I'm
Yes.
here?
I'm waiting. I was waiting to hear officially from Roger's daughter, but yeah, of course. Go ahead.
We are starting a fund to raise some money for Roger F. His daughter Chloe and his wife Roger, tragically passed away unexpectedly.
Roger,
And,
for those who don't know, was a longtime listener of this show, Nick's show, a bunch of Jet content creators. And he didn't call a lot, but he would always comment. So you would see the name Roger F in the chat. And we unfortunately found out last night that he unexpectedly passed away. So obviously, condolences to Roger's family. And, we're trying to do something nice for the family during a tough time. So we're waiting to get official info on what we could do to help. We started fundraising.
Yeah. We collected a couple $100 last night on my show. We're waiting to get the contact info on where to send it. But we are doing that. His daughter is a very, very skilled gymnast. She qualified for junior nationals this past year, but with Roger's health, they didn't have the funding to send her. So we want to do all we can to help out Chloe, to help out the family this time of year. And Hector, I saw your comment. The second I am back in the chat, I will drop it for you, brother. And just let me know if it's to send to Jake or if it's for Roger.
Hector Cabrera says, put in the chat so I get it right away. There it is. Has Rob V sent the money yet?
Let me check. No.
Rob, I think V-Man's going to survive here. What's the holdup?
No, I don't have it yet.
We can't mess around with bounties on this show.
Yeah. Shiesty behavior. What's going on? I'm not calling Rob out. I'm teasing, obviously. I don't ever want to be on Rob's bad side. But yeah, I posted in my Discord. I posted in your Discord too, the info and how people could send money for Roger. So I got you, Hector. I'll push it over to him. No worries. And yeah, it's a tough time of year. It's never easy to lose a father, and to see her on Bobby's show breakdown telling it yesterday was heartbreaking.
Yep. So once we get that info, we're gonna raise a bunch of money, which is great. I know you've already done a great job with what you've done. I've started collecting on my end too from some people that reached out already. So
yeah,
we'll do the best we can with obviously a very sad situation.
I just got a Venmo from Matthew. Thank you, Matthew. We'll add that. So we're getting there. We'll keep the I'm going to keep the fund open until next Friday, January 3rd. I know it's a tough time of year. Some people are tight. We'll give it an extra week and a half, to let people maybe get some funds together to help out. But it's heartbreaking, and it's never good to hear that someone passes away, but to visibly see the young girl saying it and losing it, it was rough. So this fan base is the best. The Asmaniacs, the Shiners, everyone else, they're fantastic people and a very loving community. And, I say it all the time, Jake, if our team is ever as awesome as this fan base, we'd never lose a game again.
It's true.
So Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas to everyone in the chat. Happy Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate. God bless. And I will post that right now as soon as I get off for Hector. Take care, everyone. If I'll text you right away. If Peter Castro. You have Peter Castro's number, Jake?
I have him on Discord.
Okay. Message him my phone number.
Got it.
Please, if you wouldn't mind. All right. Thank you, everybody. And I'll text you immediately, or I'll call back in if I get Rob's Venmo or Cash App.
Rob is writing in the chat, so he's out there. He's out there. Yeah, but what Nick said about Roger F is true. I was just waiting to hear officially from his daughter how we could help, and then I was going to announce it on the show. But Nick's already started raising money, which is awesome. So I'll keep everyone posted once we get that info on what we could do to help. I am a lot happened in that call too. The pound shaving scandal with Bobby Midnight and the scale. I mean, there's some serious money involved if Bobby loses weight. A bunch of us have pledged money per pound he loses. Like I think every pound Bobby Midnight loses, he's making close to like $90 a pound. It's a lot of money. Back to your calls we go. Johnny Boy's up next. Hello, Johnny.
What up, Jake? How you holding up, man?
I'm hanging in.
That's what's good, man.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you too as well, bro. Just wanted to come up here real quick and wish all the Asmaniacs and everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, all the above. You know what I mean? So, man, the whole V-Man stuff is crazy, man. And then the Bobby stuff now to keep us intrigued on what's going on. But I wish we could fast forward, bro, to see who the GM and all that stuff is going to be, because I think that would answer a whole bunch of questions and not have a lot of us arguing amongst each other in regards to who's going to be what or who's going to be in the building and whatnot. But I don't know, man. It's crazy, bro. It's tough to see the stuff that's going on and everything. And then you see the Ben Johnson play with the fake running back acting like he tripped, Jared acting like he tripped, and then they throw a bomb for a touchdown. And I'm like, damn, man, when can we see that? You know, so.
I mean, look, the Lions were a bigger disaster than the Jets for many, 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 many years. So it just shows you get the right people, you know, you can turn it around. It's not easy, but it can be done.
Yeah, 100%. And Jake, you got Zelle, right? So I could send you stuff because I don't have Cash
I do have
App
Zelle.
or
Yeah, I
like
do
that.
have Zelle. Zelle,
Yeah,
just
so-
use my email, which is listed in the description for every YouTube video.
Bet. Now I'm going to go ahead and do that. And the other thing too,
Is this for for the fun for Roger, right?
Yep.
Got it.
For Roger F. Yeah, shout out RIP to Roger F. and to Keith Best, man. I think them dudes should be
Yeah, sad week for the
anointed
show, man.
in
Sad
the Hall
week.
of Fame forever, bro, and be inducted in there like for always. Also, man, it's Genergy's birthday too, so it's pretty dope that she won that.
Oh, that's great. She got a birthday present. That's
yeah,
awesome.
man, so
Happy birthday, Genergy.
Word, happy birthday, man. But yeah, man. Hey, I just want to come up here real quick. Say Merry Christmas to everybody. Keep rocking. It's been an awesome year. Hey, just because the Jets are crap, don't stop watching the show. Keep rocking with Jake. Keep rocking with Nick. Keep rocking with everybody that's doing Jets Worldwide. Everybody's content creating right now, man. Keep rocking with them guys and stuff like that because they don't stop. They keep rocking and keep going. And yeah, I look forward to your ESPN stuff in the morning too, man.
Thank you, man. I'm an hour number 6 of broadcasting today. I did 4 hours this morning solo, and here we are with another 2. So it'll be a grind this week.
Yeah, no, hey, I'm awake at that time anyway, so that's perfect, man. Like 6 o'clock in the morning, like that. You were saying,
love that.
I think tomorrow you said 8 a.m. So that's perfect, man. But
Yep.
yeah, and everybody, I got a whole tracksuit. So it's a Jets tracksuit that I'm rocking.
You look good.
Yeah, hey, we go hard for Christmas, man. Straight pernil, coquito tonight. You already know, man.
All right, man.
You doing anything, bro?
I don't know what I'm going to do later. It's a good question. I'm getting up early to work, so probably nothing crazy.
Hey, man, drink some coquito, bro.
I
Go
got
ham
you.
in there.
A little eggnog too, right?
Yeah, a little bit of eggnog too. Eggnog all day, every day. You already know that. So
There you go. Johnny,
hey, appreciate you, man. Merry
all the
Christmas,
love.
bro.
Merry Christmas. Great call by Johnny Boy. Hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Marcella says Dick Midnight is the ultimate villain. I keep seeing comments, where's Bobby? I don't know, man. You could be boycotting the show. I couldn't tell you. I don't have that info. We got some heavy hitters on the line. Kyle Clifton, get your camera on. We are coming to you next. What's up, Kyle?
I'm doing great, man.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you. I'm not too enthused about those 3 GMs that Schrager mentioned. And I shouldn't say that. I thought the list would be a little broader, and I thought it would be...
I don't think that's everyone, to be fair. I think that's just 3 that will get an interview.
Yeah, but I mean, I look at someone like Greenberg, and he's a cap guy, and I'm wondering, we had a bad experience with Idzik, but Tannenbaum happened to be a cap guy. Would Tannenbaum be partial to someone who came up through the financial side? I don't know.
I think Tannenbaum might be partial to him because Mike Greenberg was hired by Mike Tannenbaum to be a Jet intern in 2008, 2009. And when it was time, when his internship was up, Tannenbaum wanted him to stay, but Greenberg was offered a better position by Mark Dominic, who at the time was the general manager of the Tampa Bay Bucks. So he got Greenberg to go down to Tampa. So I think, if anything, he might be partial to Greenberg because he hired him when he was in college at Hofstra Law School.
Right, and I just don't know what kind of contacts he has within the scouting community. Like if he's been able to kind of branch out and fully integrate himself into being ready for the role.
It's true.
The other thing, I mean, I look at the Chiefs, and obviously, I understand us wanting to ape the best franchises and the most successful franchises, but I kind of feel like the Chiefs, like their success is purely predicated on the quarterback and the coaching staff to some degree. I feel like there's a lot of smoke and mirrors that go on with that, and the coaching has taken them a long way. They have a decent team, yes. I think they've been drafting okay, but they haven't drafted as well as the Lions have, for example. Like you take a look at the skill players over there. That's kind of the model, right? Like they've been able to hit a lot of home runs, personnel wise. I'm just curious as to who the additional candidates would be, because if it's just those three guys and some of the other guys that we've heard that currently don't have jobs within the league, I'm going to be a little disappointed.
Yeah, I think that's totally fair. My preference still, I think, remains Dimitrov out of everyone that they're either reportedly going to speak to or have already spoken to. But honestly,
I kind of like the idea of Nagy because of his broad contacts with the Senior Bowl.
If Vrabel likes him, I'm in.
Yep. All right. Thanks, Jake. Have a good Christmas.
Kyle, you too, man. Good calls as always. Rob V says, Jake, I was totally kidding about V-Man. I'll send you something, though, regardless. Wait a second, Rob. You're going to call up, make this a whole ordeal, and now say you're kidding? Hold on a second now. Wait a second. You don't get to bash V-Man that way and say that we're going to unhole Allen? You're kidding. I don't think anyone in the chat thought you were kidding, Rob V. What a turn of events. Unbelievable. Of all the dramatic things I've ever seen. Kidding? I feel lied to, hoodwinked, deceived, run amok. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, let's say hello right now to one of the greats that calls this show. Love him or hate him. Some would say you can't get enough of him. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Jake. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm good. Hang on. All right.
You look very Edgar Allan Poe-ish today.
I still don't really know what he looks like. I don't really know what he looks like. I know who he is. Unlike most of the people that you talk about, I know who Edgar Allan Poe is. I don't know what he looks like. I've also gotten Q. Did you ever watch Impractical Jokers?
I have watched that. Yep.
I've been told I look like Q. That's another one I've gotten.
Yeah, I see it a little bit with the hair.
Decker thinks I look like Q. So a couple of things. First, I'm going to be in New York that first week of January. Like I get here the 4th. Do you want to pay up on that Brock Bowers bet, or do you want to wait for Olu to play a little more? I'm fine either way.
What was our bet again? You got to remind me.
You bet that Olu would be a better pro than Brock Bowers.
I will not pay up on that. If Olu ends up being an elite left tackle and Bowers ends up being an elite tight end, can an argument be made that both teams got what they wanted at that time?
I'll let you look. Olu's played well and he's played a handful of games. So
what did we bet, by the way? I forget what we bet. Did we bet a dinner?
It was dinner. It was a meal. Yeah.
Okay. Also, here's Edgar Allan Poe for you, Gary. Stand by. You don't have the mustache he has, but you kind of got the facial expression and the hairstyle.
All right. Yeah. That's not the worst comp I've ever seen. It's not terrible.
I see it. I don't know. Maybe am I alone with this chat, or do you see it?
I mean, it doesn't look like my twin or anything, but I can see he's got the same kind of block face as me. Right? Like his face looks like a block. Like I got that going too. So it's like the shape.
Hold on, let me handle some housekeeping here. Jay Quest says how much to put Rob in the hole. Well, after he lied and deceived us, if the chat comes up, you know what? I'm gonna have the chat decide this. Jay Quest. This is why we have a bounty. If people want to put Rob in the hole, they can decide what to do. We're gonna use the new feature by YouTube, which allows us to do these things. 10 super chats of any kind. Rob V to the hole. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we have 30 minutes right now for justice. Boom. The goal is set. We'll let the chat decide because I like Rob personally, but we'll let the Asmaniacs handle business accordingly. Anyway, continue, Gary.
Yeah, I think you'll put when the time comes. I'll give you plenty of time. You don't have to pay now, although the writing's already on the wall. I'm going to win that bet. But
Is it though? Olu had been one of the better left tackles in the league before this injury here.
Brock Bowers is the best. He's having the best season any tight end ever had in the history of football. But I'll let you. I don't think you're a scumbag, Jake. I think you're a man of integrity.
And what is his team? What is his team? Just give me a break.
I'm not putting any pressure.
But also, Bowers can end up being a better, but he can't be. But like we can't dismiss what Olu has done. Like Olu could be a very good left tackle, and if Bowers is an all-pro tight end, there's a good chance I would prefer the very good left tackle because it's a premium position on the offensive line.
We'll address that. Bowers is already a Pro Bowler. If Olu becomes a Pro Bowl tackle, we will address the bet at that time. But so a couple of other things. First, I gotta say you're pretty slick. So they were gonna buy 5 memberships to put Allen in the hole, and then 5 more to get him out of the hole, and 5 more to put V-Man in the hole. All of that goes to you, besides what YouTube takes a cut out of. Plus, you wanted 5 memberships for you doing the work. You got your hand in everyone's cookie jar. I give you credit, Jake. That's well done. That's well done.
Hold on, I'm getting another call on the money phone here. Hold on.
Just like the federal government, you got to have your hand in everyone's cookie jar.
Look, as Bobby Midnight said, I'm a capel fish. All right.
If you can get it, you can get it. Do it,
now,
my man.
I have some breaking news here. Nick Shine just sent me a significant sum from Hector. Definitely not from Rob. Now, Hector, what did you want? You wanted V-Man in the hole? He goes, not much, but Merry Christmas. So, Hector, I have received your payment, which is incredibly kind of you. I just want to clarify here what specifically you wanted to see. V-Man in the hole and Allen back, or was this for something else? Because this is big money that has just been Venmo'd here. Or is this to send Rob V to the hole? I'm going to let Hector decide because Hector's a man of his word. All right. Unbelievable.
So, a couple other things.
Yes. Hold on. I just want to update people. Kyle Clifton says, put cornrows on Poe twinsies. Bo says, Gary Allen Poe. Dark Knight says, Hull, love both guys, but punishment is needed. Dark Knight Steve. Unreal.
Look, I'm a guy. I don't have to rate.
Wow, Hector paid for Rob V to go to the hole. Look, bounties are bounties around here. And the money Hector just sent, I got no choice. I have no choice. I like you, Rob. I appreciate you. But I'm just going to show the chat what was just sent to me. All right? Because it's a big money payment here. All right? Ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. Let's get it ready. We're going to do this right. We're going to do this like gentlemen. Take a look at what was just sent. Can you believe it? Rob, your day is over.
Now look what you've done. No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to pull you out of the chat and cast you down with the sodomites. Some time in here will feel like you've been run over by the lane train. You understand me? You catch my drift? Give him another 24 hours to think about it.
Had to be done. Hector said $75 would come to get rid of V-Man and the return of Allen. Instead, Hector actually saved V-Man. How about that? Of all the dramatic things, Hector and V-Man came together there. That's what that was. All right, joining us right now on the Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline is Gary Allen Poe. Hey, Gary. What's going on, man? How do you feel about butter? Really? You like butter sticks? How do you feel about salad?
Hello, Gary. I am going to kill you because you eat only butter. You need a salad like me.
Hey, that's a good-looking Edgar Allan Poe right there. That's a sharp-looking guy right there. So, Jake, couple of things. First, I don't know if Bobby's mad at you, but you did say to him on the show, I thought you were going to get a real job. First of all, if you don't have to get a real job, don't.
That's what he said. Hold on a second. I only said that because he recently said he was going to get a job. That's why I was like, I thought he was doing a midday show, which he never has done. So I was like, I thought you were getting a job. That's why I asked him that.
All right, look. If you, I had a real job for a couple of years. I hated it, so I had to get back into the boxing world. I hated it. Right.
Well, his job should be to lose weight then, because with the amount of money that's been pledged for every pound, he could make more than some entry level salaries if he loses a lot of weight.
Which I think he's doing a good job of. And I don't
know.
know.
Did you hear what Nick Shine said though? It sounds like we might have a potential issue here.
I wanted to address that. So if he's doing this diet properly, which it seems like he is, like Metro Funny lost 40 pounds in a month. That's 10 pounds a week, basically. Right? Like it can be done. Like I've seen people very, very overweight who lost 100 pounds in 6 months. If you're losing a pound a day, a pound and a half, up to 2 pounds a day, but you're very, very, very overweight, that's completely within reason after the first 2 weeks. Like if he's losing 12 pounds or something like that, you can see it in his face. He's thinning down. And that's what I'm saying. When all you're doing is eating fat and protein, you're going to get down to a sustainable weight pretty quickly. Now, the more weight you have to lose, obviously, the longer it's going to take. But you're going to get down to the weight that you're supposed to be at in relatively quick order. If he's losing 10 pounds a week, I wouldn't be surprised by that at all. Like people who are in shape who do it will lose 7 pounds in a month. Like that's a lot of people who are in shape. You're just going to start shedding weight.
Well, I hope he loses
I don't know
weight.
I have no inside information here. I'm just saying it's possible that he's losing 10 pounds a week.
Well, let's call it for what it is. If he's losing weight, it's not because of the butter sticks, though. It's because he's eating protein and exercising more. And he cut out soda from his diet. He drinks water now.
You don't drink 10 pounds. No, it's because you've changed your body chemistry. You're no longer burning sugars. You're burning ketones, right?
Well, he's putting better things in his body.
You have to eat fat. What?
He's obviously putting better food in his body. There's no doubt.
For sure. Right? But it's not because he ate butter. It's because he's eating fat and protein. He's eating chicken and turkey, which is plenty of protein. It's really, really good for you. But you're not getting any fat out of that. So you have to get your fat from somewhere. And that's why he needs to eat butter or cheese or something like that, where you're going to get all that fat, because you're not getting enough fat. And you're not going to maximize your gains unless you're eating a lot of fat. And he's not getting a lot of fat in chicken and turkey, which is predominantly what he's eating. Chicken doesn't go with pasta. That's one of the wisest things Edgar Allan Poe has ever said. And then this whole
You're the reason why I am my way.
Oh, Jake, you want to hear something crazy? You want to hear crazy stat? You want to hear crazy stat, Jake? Wembanyama has got to 200 threes quicker than Steph Curry did. It's a crazy stat, isn't it? And so he's gotten to 200 blocks. I'm not going to compete with this. Let me know when I can go. Are we good? All right. So, Bob. Are we good?
Continue? Yeah. I needed to get that out of my system.
So I was just calling. I don't know what Bobby's scale is going to come in. I don't know how much he lost this week.
We're talking about a rigged scale, though. I mean, that's a very serious accusation.
If Metro Funny lost 40 pounds in a month, that's 10 pounds a week, right? He probably lost more than that after the first 2 weeks. Probably week 3 and 4 was most of that. So he's losing 10 pounds a week. Now, I don't know how overweight Metro Funny was at the time, but if you're very overweight, you can lose 10 pounds a week easily.
Put hair extensions on Gary, says Peter Castro.
Again, we can't talk about hair unless we have a full head of it. That's like rule number 1.
Damn. TB writes in, what's up with Gary's hair? He needs to get cornrows back immediately.
All right, so let me kind of address this. It's fair. They will come back, but not immediately. So I cut my hair to this length. If you go back when I first started watching the show, calling the show just over a year ago, my hair was like this. Then for 3 or 4 months, I'll let it grow out. Then I'll put the cornrows in it, and I'll cornrow it for 6 months, 8 months like that. And then I'll rinse and repeat. So right. I only get my hair cut about once a year. I'll cut it, let it grow 3 or 4 months, and then about 8 months, I'll cornrow it in and out. That's how I operate. That's how I work a tight deal. That's what we do. So the cornrows will be back, but it's going to be a few months.
Peter Castro's requesting a man bun.
It's not that my hair is not that long. Like you can hate on me and tell me my hair is not luxurious when you know that it is.
Taylor says Gary is so dumb it hurts.
Okay. Awesome, Taylor.
25 says Gary looks like he's about to attend an emo rock concert tonight.
Emo? I look emo to you? All right. This is an emo. Oh,
you kind of got a little
right.
Yeah, you got a little gothic look to you.
All right, that's fair enough.
What are you doing for Christmas Eve tonight with your wonderful family?
So it's tough. So my parents always did Christmas Eve, and we did the Feast of the Seven Fishes, and like we did that whole thing. Christmas Eve was the big day. My parents moved back to New York this summer when I came out to your event. So this is like the first Christmas I'm not doing the Feast of the Seven Fishes. Okay. So we're going to church with my immediate family, and then tomorrow we're going over the in-laws and doing Christmas dinner and everything like that over there. It's a little bit, it's the first time I'm not doing Christmas Eve with my parents. So it's a little, but I guess new traditions.
You got to FaceTime them. You gotta still have them be a part of it.
Oh, for sure. And I'm not saying my dad's got cancer. He's fine, and the doctor said his heart's gonna get him before the cancer does, but like. He doesn't have a whole lot of time left. Like he's not dying tomorrow or anything.
I'm sorry to hear that. The way you even said that though, you're like, my dad's got cancer. He's fine. His heart's gonna get him. I'm like, what?
I'm
sorry to hear that.
He's the biggest Knicks fan in the world, Jake. He's a bigger Knicks fan than I am a Nets fan. Like he's the biggest Knicks fan. That's why I was kind of rooting for the Knicks last year.
This is what I'm talking about though. This is why you are you. The fact that your dad is such a big Knicks fan and you rooted for the Nets, it's almost out of spite. That's you. You're always zigging when everyone's zagging.
Is it out of spite? I don't think I was spiteful.
Is your dad a Jets fan? Did you?
No, he's a Giant, a Yankee, and a Knicks fan.
I took for all the opposite teams.
Yes.
What is wrong with you?
Like in retrospect, the Giants won 2 Super Bowls, but the Giants are trash too. Like that wouldn't have been.
Bro, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. You root for all the opposite teams.
Yeah. It's just that's me. Like that's me. Like, am I wrong for that?
I just think you're insane. You would have, if you were a Yankee fan, you would have grown up in the dynasty.
Yeah, I know. My best friend always says that to me too. It's like, if you would have been so rebellious, you would have just been a Yankees fan and a Giants fan, and your life would have been.
And you
good.
had a built-in in. It's not like your dad was a Met fan and you chose the Yankees. Like, you literally had a chance to be a Yankee fan, a Giant fan, and you would have seen between both teams in your lifetime.
I'm old enough to remember Parcells too. 91 I saw. So 91.
So you'd have three Super Bowls, and you'd have 5 World Series championships. You would have seen 8 championships in your lifetime, and you turned that down to spite your dad
for 0. For 0. I don't know if it's out of spite. It's just like that. I came out of the womb that way. Like,
Let me guess. Your dad wanted Olu Fashanu, right? He wanted an offensive lineman.
No, my dad's my dad's.
He didn't want Bowers. He wasn't a Bowers boy.
I don't even. Who did the Giants draft in this past draft?
Malik Neighbors.
Oh yeah, that's a good pick. That's a good pick. No. Yeah, no, that worked out well. That's me, Jake. I just take the other side, and this time it didn't work out. Being a Mets fan, Jets fan, and a Nets fan is painful. It's not been good.
I mean, you had it right there. You had the teams. You had the winning.
Yeah, my brother likes the Yankees, the Giants, and the Knicks.
Yeah, because your brother's not trying to spite your dad.
I don't know the spite. I don't know. I chose him when I was like 5, 6 years old. I don't know if I was spiteful. Then I just that's what I did. Like, those are the teams I went with. I don't really have a good answer on why it happened. I just
TB says your dad's favorite food is chicken parm with salad.
My dad is married to an off-the-boat Italian who came here. No, he does not eat chicken parm. Okay, it's not something that we eat.
Jake West. That's a great comment. A couple super chats from Dark Knight Steve to you, Gary. Gary just referred to Bobby maximizing gains. Best show ever. Dark Knight Steve introducing Bobby midday show to maximize gains featuring Gary. Whoa.
Yeah, we can't do that. That's pretty good. Who did that? Is that a Gator creation or is that Weed the People? Because Weed the People's real good at that too. That's really good.
This Photoshop is too good to be Weed.
But Weed does it with the quickness. That's why
Weed does it with quickness, but it's always just off that you could tell it's a Weed creation, which makes it funny. This is a Gator work right here.
This is a Gator creation. That's well done. Wow. Yeah, see, that's why I can't go with a bald head. That's out. If I lose my hair, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I can't do that. That's not going to work. I look like.
Do you think Bobby would confuse this image on the screen for your wife again, like last time?
I hope not. I don't know how he confused me for my wife. My wife is like 5'2", but
is that Gary's wife? Hi, Gary's wife. Oh, there she is. Really good looking.
I don't. Yeah, no bald head.
Whoa, look at this hair.
That's not bad. That looks all right.
Look at this guy.
Looks like what's the comedian? The really awkward guy from he was in the Dave Chappelle movie. How High? Oh, not How High. What's the Dave Chappelle movie where they're all a bunch of potheads? What's Jim Brewer? Is that his name? That's what that looks like.
Yeah, Jim Brewer. I think it's Jim Brewer.
I think so. That's I got a little Jim Brewer look right there.
Peter says, Gary, wear a wig. Tom Ace, need Pat Riley hair.
I had Pat Riley hair. I had the slick back for like most like high school, college age. I had the slick back. Can Gator do that? Can Gator put Pat Riley and peak Pat Riley, Showtime Lakers or Knicks Pat Riley hair on my head? That would look fantastic.
TB says, Gary needs a #1 seed. He's great. A #1 seed for Gary. Wow.
Look, that's out of my hands. All I can do is whatever seed I get, just beat the man in front of me.
Look, the goal for every caller is you got to get in the tournament, and then you got to put yourself in a spot to be the highest seed possible because you want to avoid the clear-cut blue dogs, right? The blue bloods, and you want to save it for as late as possible. Like I envy whoever has to face Bobby in round 1. I envy whoever has to go up against Lane or Gorman in round 1. I would say I mean, I know there's been a 16 seed that's beaten a 1 in the tournament now. It has happened, but good luck. I don't see it in this tournament.
Yeah, and that was a fluke because the one seed didn't have their best player playing. So like that matters. I gotta go, Jake. I gotta run.
I'm hearing a crying child in the background.
Yeah,
so
my
I'll let you
wife's
go,
at the
Gary.
gym. I should probably do some parenting before my wife gets back. Yeah.
Gary, Merry Christmas.
Merry
And send
Christmas, Jake.
my regards to the Gary family.
I will do, Jake. Merry Christmas to you and yours as well.
Plants are trying to kill me, so I think I'll eat a stick of butter.
Gary could go on a run in March. It's not crazy. Gary's calls always provide entertainment on the show. Whether it's me screaming at him or someone in the chat screaming at him or someone calling in to yell at him. Jake West writes in, Jake, please give me a Christmas present and send me to the hall. Jake West, your comment made me laugh so hard that, you know what? If you really want to go to the hall so bad, who am I to not oblige?
Now look what you've done. No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to pull you out of the chat and cast you down with the sodomites. Some time in here will feel like you've been run over by the lane train. You understand me? You catch my drift? Give them another 24 hours to think about it.
There. Am I unmuted? All right, we had some audio issues there. We sent too many people to the hole, and every time that happens, like it's weird. StreamYard like starts acting weird. I think we're good. But I was just saying, the first person to gift a membership, you could rescue Jay Quest from the hole. All right, potentially our final call. Ladies and gentlemen, Jason in Jerusalem. Jason, how are you?
Yep. Got to celebrate the Jewish way. Got Asian food right here.
Hanukkah starts tomorrow. Is that right?
Yeah, tomorrow night.
All right, there we go.
Christmas Eve, you need Chinese and if not just some other Asian food.
That's right.
Apparently,
man.
that's the custom now.
You need Chinese food, and then you have to see a movie, and you have to watch sports. I mean, that's basically what you do.
Right. And even though I wasn't a basketball fan, I had to watch the NBA on NBC, starting with that wonderful John Tesh intro, that
That's
iconic
right.
tune.
I have my
Shame NBC never took it.
I know. They're trying to get it back for next year because they have the NBA again, and John Tesh is giving them a hard time. He's asking for like a ridiculous amount of money, and they haven't been able to come to terms on a deal yet.
Yeah. You ever see that YouTube video where he takes his old answering machine recording, how he sung it to himself from a hotel when he had the idea of it?
Yep, I have.
It's a great one. About Gary's previous call reminded me of a story. I was at back then it was Keyspan where the Brooklyn Cyclones play on Coney Island. We went to the July 3rd game. So they announced that somebody who was supposed to be a contestant for the July 4th hot dog eating contest couldn't make his flight. So they had the 3 runners up there who were having a competition to see who would take his spot in the hot dog eating contest, the Nathan's competition. So they announced all the accolades. One of the guys had the world record for the most sticks of butter eaten in 5 minutes. And the entire crowd went, ew! It was not what we were expecting.
I would imagine so. Gary would do well on that, though. We watched him, devour some butter on this program just a few days ago.
Yeah, anything to raise the viewership and to expand the demographic of this show. Hearing the Rogers comments on leaks and teenagers, it seems like he really wants out of the organization at this point. I never know with him what's accurate, what's not, what he's feeding into the media, what he's playing into it. But he just seems like a man who's just frustrated and just wants the season to end. And
Well, I
in
think that's
true
true.
Jets,
I think that's true. But also, Jason, like, remember in the same interview yesterday, he's talking about how if him and Devontae are back with the Jets, they know they need to redo their deals. Which is the first time he's acknowledged that he himself, if he's going to be back, would have to redo his deal. So I think it depends on the next regime. Like, I think if they hired Mike Vrabel and he says I want Aaron as my quarterback, I know what Aaron thinks about Vrabel. He loves the guy, so I think there's still a path for him to be here next year. I don't rule it out completely.
right? The question I have is, as Andrew Brandt says, and he says it so eloquently. Andrew Brandt, the former front office guy at the Packers who talks about the business of sports. There comes a point where the sideshow, the talent, when the talent outweighs the sideshow, you don't care. When the talent drops, the teams don't care about the sideshow. And the question I have is, at what point are they going to say it's just not worth it for the sideshow that Rodgers brings? Because he's not performing up to par, and you're sort of hoping that you're getting 2019 Rodgers. And at what point do you realize that you're not and stop making excuses?
It could be now. It could be, but I do think we talk about like this sideshow. Like if they were winning, I don't think it's a sideshow. And I think Aaron, well, he's not what he once was. He's played well enough to win. Like he's played, to me, Aaron Rodgers has been good enough to be 9-6 right now with better coaching. I truly believe that. Like this defense has fallen apart. The kicking game's a joke, and the coaching remains the biggest problem. If Sean McVay's coaching the Jets, what's their record right now? You know, if Mike Vrabel's coaching the Jets this year, what's their record right now? I really believe Aaron, you look at his numbers, 24 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Like he's going to throw for pretty much 4,000 yards. Maybe not if he doesn't play on Sunday, but you get the point. Like he's played well enough to me where, you know, if they wanted to try one more year and he takes a pay cut and they draft someone behind him, I could get behind that plan.
I can see why it'll be worth the risk, and it'll be interesting to flyer. But I am wondering, do you ask him to stop doing McAfee, or you just accept the fact that this is Aaron being Aaron?
I don't think the McAfee stuff is that big of a problem, to be honest with you. I mean, he was doing McAfee and winning MVPs. Like, I don't know. I don't think the Jets are 4-11 because Aaron Rodgers has a weekly appearance on a talk show. Like Devontae has a weekly on Kay Adams. Dude, Garrett Wilson had a weekly on my station on Bart and Hahn.
No, I'm not saying that, but it just seems to be adding to the aura of the clubhouse, that when everybody's down and he goes and he starts dumping on that show, that it doesn't bring people up. It's sure when everybody's winning, everything's fine. But when you're not doing well and people are seeing what you're doing on the outside and the stuff that just brings down the morale of the entire organization, that's where McAfee bothers me. You have the opportunity to either bring up the organization or trash it, and he seems to be you doing the latter.
I don't know. I feel like a lot of times he uses McAfee to like defend against people taking like personal shots at him. And like when the Jets were 2-1,
Ryan Clark.
Yeah, of course, Ryan Clark. You know, I don't know. I really don't think the McAfee stuff matters. You know, I mean, yeah. I just think at the end of the day, the biggest thing for the Jets is whatever decision they make, be aligned in the decision. You know, if you're hiring a new GM and coach, what do you got to let them decide what they want to do, and you go from there.
Right, exactly. I'm happy they didn't get Belichick. I think them getting Belichick would have been akin to the Islanders hiring Dale Hunter as their coach.
How bad are the Islanders right now, too, by the way? Yikes.
Oh, my gosh. Well, at least they hit the extra point, right? Last night?
Oh, my God. I mean, Buffalo had lost, what, 13 in a row or 14 in a row? What a joke.
Oh, man. They'll have a good game and then a bad one. And what is Sorokin, like 14 games straight? They don't even bother with their backup anymore?
It's insane.
Yeah. Absolute craziness. But at least I can look forward to the pitchers and catchers of the Mets in, what is it, 6 weeks now?
Soon enough. Jason, great call, man. Happy holidays. Happy Hanukkah. Love it, man. Let's see. Did I miss a super chat? No, we missed a 5-spot of memberships. Venom, 5-spot. Let's go, Venom. I appreciate you. Thank you very much, my friend. Thank you to everyone who's gifted a membership. We got a 50-spot earlier from Dark Knight Steve. We did the raffles earlier. Mimosa won the prize, the Curtis Martin signed trading card. D's Nuts won the Joe Namath 1970 Topps trading card and the assortment of other Jet trading cards. Addison won the $50 Copper Johns gift card. The birthday girl, Jenergy, won a Gusbuster umbrella. And Purple Belt Mike won an item from the merch store, and he's already told me he wants a black Asmaniac hoodie, which I'll be sending to him today. Those were the 5 winners earlier, and we're going to be doing a raffle in just a few days. I got some cool prizes, including something Wayne Corbett featured that I'll be sharing during a future show. Let me announce who got these memberships from Venom first, though. Nick Kramer, Midnight Mike, Jay Wiley, Robert Van Arnberg, Utah for Life, all receiving channel memberships. Congrats to everyone who got themselves a membership. Venom with a super chat. Merry Christmas, Jake and the Asmaniac family. Let's go, Rabel and the Jets. Rabel and the Jets. Can someone make that remake? Gator. Blitz PK. Hamburger. Bang! Bang! Shout out to the Knicks. Best team in New York. Holy bleep. Oh, the big fella. Are you kidding me? Big fella, here's what I'm going to do. First off, I can't thank you enough for your support, big fella. You know I love you. I'm going to gift memberships right now that are in the big fella's name. And if you get a membership here, you're getting a raffle ticket with your name on it. All right? Let's pay it forward for the community right here, right now. All right? We're going to take this super chat here from the fella. And we are going to turn it into memberships. So stand by because my internet is Ricky NY level slow right now. Ladies and gentlemen, these are all from the big fella. Big fella, you're getting 10 memberships, 10 raffle tickets with your name on it anyway. But these are from the big fella. All right? A 10 spot. Boom. Paying it right back into the channel for the people. Thank you, big fella. You are the man. A $50 super chat. You kidding me? You kidding me? 10. That's right. 10 memberships from the big fella. Bang. 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 Here we go. Let me get the names. Zach Burkhardt, Joey Jersey, Celsius Milk, Ellie, Jug Artist 14, Eric Ondi, Mike, Mario Ranieri, Travis, Jonathan Casino Jr. You are all channel members, and each one of you has at least one raffle ticket with your name on it for the next one we do. The Bucket of Champions awaits your name. Thank you again, Big Phil. That's awesome, man. Let's see. All right. I think we covered what we needed to cover here. All right. I'm not patting myself on the back, but I did do 4 hours of radio, and I just did a 3-hour YouTube show. So 7 hours of broadcasting for me today on Christmas Eve. All right. Jets Forever. Stop spanning the chat. Goodbye. Farewell. You're not even the real Jets Forever. Goodbye. All right. I want to make sure I didn't miss a single super check. This has been a monster show. Monster show. I think we're good. All right. Appreciate all of you. Thank you for the support. You guys are all incredible. I am on the radio tomorrow at 8 a.m. Normally it's 6 a.m. Tomorrow, because of Christmas, we're starting the morning show I'm doing on ESPN New York at 8, and I'm going till 11:30. So, Christmas, 8 a.m. to 11:30. Hear me on ESPN New York. And then, very important detail here. Root for the New York Knicks against Victor Wembanyama. So I'm on radio 8 a.m. to 11:30. And then I'm back to 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Thursday and Friday, and then all of next week at that time. So, very important details. Appreciate everyone who listened this morning. It was cool to hear from some Asmaniacs who were tuned in, sending me pictures of them listening to the radio. Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy holidays. I hope everyone has a tremendous, tremendous Christmas Eve. Die Hard is, in fact, a Christmas movie. Let me go on the record with that take right now. Thank you to everyone who supports this show. Truly appreciate it. The fact that I could have a full-time job making considerably more than what I made in Houston as an afternoon drive host talking about one football team on YouTube is unreal. And you guys are the greatest for making that happen. So, thank you all. Merry Christmas. If you run into Santa Claus, tell him to please give Jet fans some presents because we certainly deserve it after the belief show we have dealt with time and time again. My name is Jake Asman. This has been the Jake Asman Show. Merry Christmas to all. Happy holidays. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Jets. Jets, Jets, Jets.
Breaking sports news just in from the Jake Asman Show. After the New York Jets embarrassed themselves, losing 27-6 on Monday Night Football to the below-average Chargers, quarterback Zach Wilson showed once again that he's not ready for prime time. So when ESPN's Michael Kay questioned head coach Robert Saleh about possibly benching the number 2 overall pick, Kay was hit with a somewhat confusing response.
You've got Trevor Siemian. Why not give him a try?
A fair question. I don't know. You got me. I'm gonna plead the fifth on all this one.
The head coach actually took the 5th, sending shockwaves throughout the Jet fan base. And the following day, our hero, the great Jake Asman, along with some very frustrated fans, let their voices be heard at this unhinged and tragic New York Jets press conference.
Hey, Robert, thanks for taking my question. With Zach starting again Sunday, does he have any compromising photos of you or someone else in the organization?
No, that's a fair question, Jake. I'm going to take the 5th on that one.
What the hell is this going backwards bullshit? You don't go backwards. You throw the ball out of bounds with your big goddamn arm, and you go back in the fucking huddle.
No, that's a fair question, Neil.
This is bullshit.
Jose Feliciano, the blind Puerto Rican guitarist, can see that he is terrible.
This kid does not want to run with the ball.
Are you kidding me? This is the shit I'm talking about. You bitch's ass. You did his ass on my damn field.
No, that's a fair question, King.
The 3rd damn year. We are seeing this in now.
He's not trying to win the goddamn game.
You gotta be kidding me. Send his ass the fuck down.
I could have made 20 yards with that goddamn hole.
If your quarterback cannot play in the NFL, they get rid of him.
Oh, there's one of his 27 seconds. Oh, it's amazing. I don't give a shit.
If you cannot play football, get your ass off the field.
And walk around and wipe Rodgers' ass because that's all you're good for.
And you're sitting here defending this bullshit.
If I see Zach Wilson go on that field, me and Lowski are going out personally, and we're going to take his ass off the field.
It is torture, man.
God damn it.
All right, thanks, guys.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.